Agents of I.C.S. is a Monster of the Week horror podcast meant for mature audiences. Viewer discretion is advised.
Why, hello there, and welcome back to Agents of I.C.S., our Monster of the Week actual play. Let us join our agents back in the forest of Lovakaj. Hello.
Hello.
Welcome to Forest. I will keep trying to pronounce it different ways until I get it correct. One of them has to be right, and I'll just copy-paste that one into all the wrong ones. Magic of editing. Alrighty. So, we'll pick up exactly where we left off, which was the 3 plus one of you finding the blood from Graham's friend, Finn. You know what? On that note, I'll put his tooltip. Friend Finn missing, in case we forget his name for a second, because he doesn't get a token.
I mean, blood of the presumed friend.
Correct.
This is actually where Graham hides his kills, and we're his next victim.
Exactly. Margot turned around, only to see a second Graham. Oh no! And then he smashes you guys, and you become a Graham cracker, and then you die.
That's a twist.
Yeah, I know, right? He's actually just he likes making human. What are they called? S'mores.
Mm-hmm.
Excellent. Carson, you can be the chocolate.
Yeah, I can do that.
I say Margot, but you want to eat the chocolate, not be the chocolate. So you can be the. You can't be the cracker, unfortunately. Graham is. Sorry.
All right.
You can be the peanut butter or the marshmallow, and then you can eat Carson
peanut butter?
as you're dying. I don't know. We need 3 ingredients. We got 3 of you.
Isn't it? Are we? I thought we were talking about s'mores.
Oh, we are talking about s'mores. It's just I realized there's a third person. Do we have twice as much chocolate or twice as much mushroom? Oh my god! What is a s'more?
We add mushrooms on top of the graham cracker.
Oh, that sounds disgusting.
Oh, that's so cursed. No.
That sounds disgusting.
I mean, it's close enough. You're in the woods. You brought chocolate, graham crackers, but no marshmallows, so mushrooms.
Yeah, I guess marshmallows don't occur
flavor
naturally in the wild.
Indeed. It's natural, therefore it's fine. You don't need the chocolate. Use dirt.
You accidentally get one of those hallucinogenic mushrooms.
Accidentally?
Oh.
On purpose.
Yeah, hell yeah. Best s'more ever. Anyway.
I didn't know we were fungi.
It produces a small baggie.
Connoisseurs.
I say, you didn't know we were fun guys?
Full stop.
There you go.
I didn't realize.
You were there. At the cusp of victory. All right. Speaking of the cusp of victory, you're all looking at blood. Margot, you were sketching basically Graham describing the plant, correct?
Yeah.
All right. As you were sketching it, you heard a disturbance behind you, something moving amongst the brush, and you went to turn around. As you do, I was going to say, take a poll. What do you think you see?
It really could
be anything.
You see God and die.
No, the guy that's missing.
Oh, yeah.
Finn?
Yeah, that's my vote.
Spoiler, Finn was actually God all along. Oh, no!
Oh, God.
You mean no Finn? Come on.
Oh, Finn. No, I don't like that. I take it back.
If God's real name was Finn, I would definitely not believe in it.
You'd be like, I just can't suspend disbelief for that one.
Yeah, that's the last straw. Sorry, bud. Anyway, you turn around, Margot, and you see a deer. It's a fair, 15, 20 feet from you guys, just kind of watching.
Oh, dear.
I'll let a chuckle for that.
Not too shy to get this close to people?
It was seemingly eating. You guys moving around and you taking a few steps back, Margot. You must have disturbed something to alert it. You can tell from where it was standing, it was actually behind some bushes. You can really only see it from the neck up and parts of its body through some of the leaves and such.
You know how this trope usually goes, right? The deer has bloody feet because he walked in blood. Are his feet acceptable?
Yes, the deer's human feet are covered in blood.
There's nothing about human feet in that anywhere.
No, in fact,
takes
it's blood
off
on
his
muscle.
little hooves.
I mean, a silly little animal walked through a crime scene without realizing it, and that's the hint to find the crime scene.
Indeed. Unfortunately, this is not that time.
A common occurrence?
Of course it is.
Is it?
That happens all the time.
Does it?
Yes.
I'm going to have to do some research on that.
Go ahead. All right. So there's nothing weird about this deer.
Not that you can see now. It is seemingly just watching you. It seems, shocked, as per usual, as to seeing people. You don't belong here. He takes off his hooves and shows his little man fingers.
The joke is unappreciated, my dear.
Because I might not be joking. Good point. No, there are no man fingers. It is a regular deer. It is watching.
Where is this located?
It's about 15 feet behind Margot.
Okay.
If I stand up, will it run away?
Deer is plural and singular.
I believe so, yes.
Deer are incredibly flighty, so if it doesn't run away, I'd be surprised.
Are you standing up quickly or slowly?
Quickly. I want to scare it away.
Then yes, you very much do indeed scare it away. It quickly whips around and shoots off into the forest.
All right, it was a normal deer. I accept.
You mean it's not a not deer?
That is correct.
All right. That was real anticlimactic. Thanks for that one, GM.
Anytime.
You really ruined the experience. No.
I will go back
to end on a cliffhanger.
Yeah. He's like, I've got the perfect solution.
Like,
make them think
today we're
there's
going to end
there.
the session on me opening a door and suddenly there's something there. And turns out to be like, there is no toilet paper.
Dun, or dun, dun. There is, and it's the wrong way.
Oh, horror.
Oh, that's awful. Now that is not disgusting.
I know. See, I'm hitting all my lists. If I say the wrong way, both people will be like, oh, gross, rather than saying a particular way. So I win regardless. Hell yeah.
The reverse toilet paper, that's my my veil. My hard no.
No, that's a line then.
A line, sorry.
Yeah, mentioning toilet paper the wrong way, that's my line. Sorry, bud. I'm out of this game.
Sorry.
I thought this was a safe space.
On a date, literally the first question you ask, how do you hang your toilet paper?
Like, let's really think about this one. It's important.
Alrighty.
All right.
Margot, you see this thing jet off into the distance. Jane Carson, of course, you see Margot quickly stand and just like the ass end of an animal just shooting off into the woods.
Well, that could have gone worse, I think. I guess
at least it wasn't a bear or something.
I guess we still don't. Guess we're just walking in the woods, just having some fun.
Is my sketch done?
By this point, yes. You kind of confused Graham for a moment, and he like looked over your shoulder to see the animal leave and just kind of shrugged at that. And he continues describing said plant. You get a proximity of what it probably should look like. It is definitely incredibly strange. To quickly re-describe it, if you've seen like a rose, take off the rose. I'm not sure if you've actually seen like a rose plant, but the spikes can be relatively long. These are anywhere ranging from like 1/2 inch to 2 inches long. If you've seen plants or trees that have like the very, not white, but kind of ivory looking bark, it's very similar to that with like hints of red, especially at the tips of each little bramble. And they stick outwards specifically. They do not hook. He was very particular on that.
Actually sounds strangely familiar, but I can't place it.
Yeah.
Well, anyway.
Yeah, other than that, all you guys find here is blood.
Can we take a sample?
Oh yeah, most definitely. How do you want to store it?
It's a good question. I guess I'm not some crime scene investigator.
You have stuff on you.
Is it on the leaves or...
There's very little on the leaves, and if it would have been, it'd be on fallen leaves. So most of it, if not all of it, is found on the bark of the tree, basically the roots.
Can I cut away a piece of the root?
Very much so, yes.
The blood on it?
Yeah, definitely.
All right, I'll do that then.
Alrighty, blood sample procured. Looking about, seem to be no more disturbances. You guys only hear far off animals and the swaying of the leaves.
Is it starting to feel spooky?
I'd say at this point it's probably around midday. It depends if you feel unnerved in the woods in general.
Depending on how dense this woods is, it might be semi-dark anyway.
It is, yes.
Hey, what time of day did Finn trip over this plant?
I don't know if Graham said, but it was around nightfall. Is nightfall the correct term? Sunfall, whatever. Sunfall sounds weird. Nightfall sounds so much cooler.
I mean, dusk.
Yeah.
This could be a plant that prefers a certain time of day, so we could come back here around nightfall.
Are you suggesting it's a moving plant?
No, but it could be a growing plant, one that only shows up at certain times of the day. For all we know, it could be in the roots.
You mean
of the tree.
you mean like a blooming?
Yeah, blooming.
Like night flowers?
Yeah.
Oh, I could set up camp here. That's fine.
We could set up camp.
I mean, is there anywhere else we can look first and come back?
The only
we could try following the rest of his road, I guess.
Yeah, the only particular location that Graham pointed out to you guys is this one. He didn't really bring up any. I mean, besides.
Oh yeah, and he got hurt, and then they headed back, right?
Correct. They went right back for the town.
So then, yeah, I guess we probably should camp out here.
All right, plans just to chill here all night then?
Sounds good
Did
to
we
me.
even bring camping equipment?
Yes,
Of course we did.
All right.
That's part of all the bullshit I ended up picking up and sorting out in the early mornings.
Ah, convenient.
Indeed. All right, prepared as you all are, we set up camp. And to be super clear, you guys left really early. You got here around midday, let's say around 12 or 1. And we're waiting about 5+ hours, 5-6 hours. Are you guys doing anything in particular? Because this is going to be definitely some time.
Yeah, I mean, I would definitely be like looking through the rest of the area, maybe if maybe the plant actually moved, or it wasn't removed by something.
In my backpack, I take out the materials for s'mores.
For what?
For s'mores.
Some graham crackers and marshmallow and chocolate, and of course the mushrooms.
Of course.
I want to text the picture of the plant I drew to the research guys.
Are you just having a list of everything that you're sending out?
Pretty much, yeah.
So eventually when you reach
into civilization
somewhere that's not here, they just rapid fire off like 90 texts.
Yeah.
All right, cool. I'm just going to assume you're basically sending everything. And then for reference, Margot, you don't have to do this. As you're aware, plenty of people do not. If you wish to check in with I.C.S, give them like a daily check-in. Obviously, today is not really going to work very well, but you would have to drive outside of town about an hour or so to do so. If you want, just let me know if you want to keep in contact with them. Totally up to you.
Oh, what do you mean daily check-in?
Basically say, hey guys, I found this, that, and the other, blah, 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 blah. You know that if you drive out about an hour or two, you'll have reception again.
Oh, well, I mean, that'll probably be part of my, hey, I need research into this kind of thing.
Right. And like I said, they're not expecting you to, so it's okay not to.
I mean, yeah, that's fine.
Alrighty, and on that note, we have Carson preparing s'mores. Wow, man, I got brain rot so bad. I want to say mushroom. I really want to say mushroom. Oh, all right. Brain rot, stop.
I could get I could get fried mushrooms.
Yeah.
Bring out a little pan.
I just don't know if mushroom and chocolate goes together in any way at all, but
well, they could be separate.
Yeah, then it's not a s'more. Whatever. Anyway.
Wait, actually, isn't that what truffles are?
Yeah, technically.
Yeah.
Fancy ass boys.
If you want to go find truffles in the forest.
Well, I don't.
Do you have a pig?
No.
We do in City of Mist.
Is it a truffle pig then?
We'll have to find out. You train bacon to find truffles.
I mean, I think it has to be like born specifically with the notion of finding truffles or something.
Born with the truffle finding trait.
Yeah, it literally is like a mutation or something. So
interesting. Okay, did not know that.
Yeah, and if they ever eat the truffles, they go crazy, so you have to kill them.
Oh my, what?
They literally get addicted for life to stuff.
What the shit? Okay, that turned dark really quick.
Yeah, that's horrible.
Yeah.
Poor pigs, man. All right, go. Someone go pet a pig for me. I don't have immediate access to one. I can pet a goat. Anyway, so Carson, preparing food. Jay, looking around the general area. Margot, what are you doing?
I think I'm joining Jay.
All right. As the two of you are kind of moving about,
comedic entertainment,
checking things out. We'll say Graham stays behind Carson to kind of help you set up camp, get food and things ready. Just kind of counting stuff to make sure we have everything we need. He trusts you guys. He's just double checking. And obviously hours are going to pass. So both Jay and Margot, you guys are being very particular. As Jay mentioned, these woods are indeed quite thick. There are times where you can look forward and you can't see more than 20 feet in that direction, just because the general density of each tree is just absurd. You guys find a nice, general camping area, and they let you guys know you're more than welcome to camp. Just don't really harm, the wildlife, bushes, trees, things of that nature, blah, blah, blah. But there are places that look like they're almost made for camping, but not really. You guys are really rough and tumbling it. Fortunately, you brought enough materials with you. During this time, while Jay and Margot were out, is anyone talking about anything in particular? You guys keeping up conversation or just focusing on the job?
Focusing on these s'mores. Like talking shop.
Okay. Yeah, I feel like I'll probably be talking shop, but I'm not sure about what.
Okay, fair enough.
There's definitely a conversation happening.
Like plans just don't just up and leave. It has to be somewhere.
Indeed.
Yeah.
And as you're having this conversation, Margot and Jay, you guys are kind of fine looking out and, like I said, being very thorough. But Carson, you're kind of having a chit chat with Mr. Graham here, and he's helping you sort the crackers and other things like that, and just making sure we got enough of this, that, and the other. And you guys are just shooting shit, talking shop, the usual. He's kind of giving you some background information, maybe double checking things to like, okay, did I remember this right? And as you're speaking with him, you see just over his shoulder, between two trees, there's maybe 3 or 4 inches of space between them, Carson. And you swear you see a deer just staring at you.
It's staring at me. I get a weird vibe.
It's staring directly at you. It's right over Graham's shoulder.
How far away is this?
Maybe 15 feet.
Where are Margo and Jay?
They're out currently looking either for the plant or for other clues. It's just you and Graham right now.
Hey, Graham?
He kind of pauses and goes, yeah?
Could you do me a favor?
He puts down whatever he's working on. Yeah, sure, what's up?
Could you just very slowly turn around and see if we're looking at the same thing?
He's sitting a slightly different angle than you are, but he does indeed turn around. And he's looking off into the woods and just sees nothing. And
nothing? Is it gone?
No, he just turns, but no, you can still see it. You can still very clearly see it. It's like explicitly between these two trees. But he's standing kind of off kilter from you, so he can't see between them exactly.
But it's still staring at me?
Directly at you now.
Oh, that's really weird. All right, Graham, I'm going to need you to get behind me.
As Graham is moving and positioning to get behind you, Carson, you see the eyes sidestep at a perfect 90-degree angle away to the right. And suddenly it's gone as Graham positions and kind of looks and begins squinting and kind of like, what am I looking for exactly?
Something weird going on.
Where?
It's gone now, but there was something watching us.
Another animal or like a person?
I'm not sure I can answer that question.
Huh.
You can roll for it technically now.
Can I read a bad situation? Is it now that it's gone though?
I would say you don't need to.
Okay.
Only because that sense of you're being watched is just completely gone.
It's just gone?
Completely gone.
All right, Graham. We're going to sit down.
Okay.
We're going to eat our s'mores.
Pops a squat and just, all right. Are we waiting for Jay and Margaret to go back or?
Yep. Are they still out there?
They are. And after some time, I would say maybe 30, 40 minutes after that little episode, Margaret and Jay are able to come back as it's getting a bit darker and, harder to say.
Who comes back first?
I mean, assuming we went together probably at the same time, right?
Probably.
If we both do like different sides or something.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we would have agreed on a certain distance to look around.
Yeah.
I'm going to go over to Margo.
Within shouting distance.
Well, how far is shouting distance? How do we measure that?
I mean, in a dense forest like this, pretty far, but at the same time.
All right, I'm going to go over to Margo. And Jay, I guess, since you guys came back. And I'm going to be like, so Margo, did you get any weird vibes from that deer earlier?
I mean, me as a player, yes. God, would that be odd to see a deer just there?
Not at that distance, no.
Well, no, that happens a lot. I mean, like, more was it staring, but like weirdly staring?
Yeah, okay, that's a fair question. Was it deer in headlights staring, or was it staring like, I see you?
It looked scared. It looked like you startled it. It was eating, and you taking a step back got within its radius of I can hear you. So it stood up and it was just like, oh shit.
All right, so Margo's gonna say no.
All right, I don't think it's the same deer, but while you two were gone, I was stared at incredibly intensely for a pretty solid period of time. And then all of a sudden, it moved in a unnatural way and then disappeared. Do we have any thoughts on this?
Did it make any sounds? Like, when the other deer ran away?
0 sounds that I'm aware of, right?
You heard a light rustling of the bush.
Barely there, rustling. And when you say it went 90 degrees.
So probably now that you're thinking back on the situation, Carson, it's even stranger. You saw it between 2 trees. when
How
it
big
moved,
were the trees?
they were relatively thick, but they weren't thick enough that were it to move to the left or the right like it did, you would have seen its body going that direction, or Graham should have seen the side of it at least.
I'm just saying, y'all, I think we're being watched by a creature. What area of the world is this in?
Basically, what's that general, like, not Virginia, but that whole area called? Like the Appalachian?
Appalachia?
Yeah, Appalachia, effectively.
Is it like a not deer?
Is that a name of something?
Yeah, it's one of the like Appalachian like folk tales.
Is it literally called
They're
a
like
not
in-
deer?
It's literally called a not deer.
What? I've never heard that one.
I've
Really?
actually not heard of that one either, no.
Oh well,
Oh, that's a nice picture, actually, if you Google it.
it's pretty bizarre. Is this just an unfortunate, similarity?
Well, I can't answer that, but
Well, it's definitely a real thing.
It could have been intentional.
Well, I mean, is it a real thing? Who knows? But it's definitely one of the things that show up a lot in like Appalachian ghost stories and stuff.
Yes, so you were saying we're being haunted by either a not deer or a Wendigo.
Yeah. Oh, you're not supposed to say that. You can't say it
You
out
don't-
loud.
You don't actually believe, right, that those
Okay,
exist?
but look,
Actually, I shouldn't say that. I've seen plenty of weird stuff. I take it back.
we are in a pretty
What?
weird job. Like, weird stuff's gonna happen. You're not supposed to say the word out loud. It draws them to you.
Right, fine, we'll call it a skinwalker then.
Okay, I don't know if that's any better, but that's fine.
All right, fine, we'll call it a Nagloshi then.
Okay.
Just making
one of the terms will work.
Look, Carson's just freaked out. He's
I don't know.
like,
What
"Oh
do you
my
want to call
God."
it? A Bigfoot?
Yeah, Bigfoot's not
Sasquatch?
bad. We'll call it a weird thing in the woods. Either way, something real weird is out here with us. I don't know if it's watching you, but it was definitely watching me. And Graham did not see it at all, which I find bizarre.
God,
Yes.
I think I would know how to track footsteps. So while I was out, I would have looked to the ground to see what sort of animals are in the area. Are there lots of deer prints or other numerous, like excessively numerous footprints?
Are there weird little handprints from a weird little deer that takes off its hooves?
Oh
No?
boy.
Look.
Honestly, that might low-key be the most terrifying option.
I'm a little stressed.
Go ahead and roll me investigate.
We find like a manhole cover in the middle of the forest. into
You
a
mean me,
sewer
right?
with a deer.
It's actually just a bug out shelter that somebody made.
Yes, Margot.
Nice.
Alrighty, and 11. So basically, you can ask me 2 generic questions or 1 really solid question. Do you want to know generally like what you found?
Yeah, I want a general.
Sure. You found enough animal prints that logically make sense. Rabbits, a wolf, or I don't know if there's coyotes out in the Appalachia, but we'll say, wolves, foxes, things of that
There
nature.
are many coyotes are really common.
Oh, they are? Okay, cool. I know there's tons in Arizona, so yeah, lots of coyotes.
Yeah, we have a lot around here.
Okay, cool. Good to know. Basically, all the prints you find, Margot, make sense. There were 1 or 2 times, though, where you would see prints go towards something more solid, such as stone, a downed tree, like a large log. And of course, the footprints would cease. But there was no mud on the new surface. So if an animal goes from mud, at least the first footprint or 2 should leave a tiny amount of dirt behind. So there are a few times where you saw tracks just stop.
I will mention this. Actually, I wish to mention this with Graham not in earshot.
All right, so what does
Can
that
you
entail
repeat that?
exactly?
And there are also other instances where the footprints maybe stopped a good 5-10 feet prior to said structure. So either the animal leapt onto it or it jumped up, and who knows. But the footprints just dead stop.
Ooh. This is weird. I don't like it.
Is that my 1 general or is that 2 general?
If you have an extra question, go for it.
I would have also checked the plants for maybe another sign of that weird ass one.
You did not find any signs of the other plant.
But this plant was growing from the ground, right, Graham?
I mean, it was coming up from the ground, yeah.
Not that it was, I don't know, hanging from a tree or something.
No, definitely not. It
On
was
the wrong side.
Oh, no. It was, I mean, He's now thinking, like, scratching at his head. Shit. I mean, it was on the ground facing up.
Like most plants.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Might as well check the tree, I guess, but just to be sure.
And definitely while the two of you were out, Margot and Jay, while Graham was not helping you, Carson, he was looking at the tree in the general area, and he didn't find anything else besides the blood, of course.
Oh, still.
Is it
Still
an entirely
feeling
different
weird.
question to ask if those disappearing footprints belong to one animal?
I can answer that. We'll say one of them belonged to like a small fox and one belonged to a deer.
Okay.
And they both had the disappearing thing.
Correct.
Aside from waiting here, it seems kind of a waste to not do anything. So I might have I can try something, I guess.
Such as?
Asking my friend.
Oh, sure.
Not sure if he knows anything about this part of town, but he seems to have a weird knowledge of places and things, so might as well.
All right. Do you normally move away into a private area for this, or would you do it in front of everybody?
Like, I would definitely not do it in front of Graham.
Okay.
Normally I do it away from people, but at this point I think that, honestly, they are from the Bureau, they have seen weird stuff, they might as well see it. It doesn't matter too much. Because normally when I ask it questions, they can't see the result anyway. But I'm going to do it slightly different this time around, because we're in the middle of the woods and there isn't really any paper for it to tell me where to go, basically. So I'll take out my pocket watch, and I'll take out the map, and I'll do the, like the pendulum dowsing thing?
Yeah.
I'll basically do that and ask it if there's anything we missed. Anything, like a location, basically.
Sure.
I will say, though, he doesn't tend to answer when I specifically ask a question. So, no hopes.
Okay.
I need to roll a weird for this, I believe.
Yep.
Which is a -1, so...
Good luck.
It's a mixed success.
A 9! You must have rolled really well. A 6 and a 4? Nice. Alrighty, so on a mixed success, he has little experience with this. You can ask one of the questions below.
I think in this case, because we're in the middle of the forest, I think it's like a hidden secret nearby. Like anything we missed, we looked over.
Sure.
If that works.
As you sort of dangle the pocket watch over the map, due to gravity, of course, it begins to spin in place. But it continues spinning and swaying. And as it does, like stirring a bowl of soup, you begin to see the words wave around on the map. They begin to flow, breaking up words and forming new phrases. Initially, it's just chicken scratch, almost impossible to discern. And you feel both like a chill and almost like lightning in a way, like a zap, kind of flow up your arm. And as that happens, the words begin to solidify and flow into place. They're not perfectly straight. They're almost vibrating. But you can see deeper into the woods. I would say probably near, you guys had a pretty high view from where you guys were staying. It's closer to like the mountainous area. It just says the word here. And it's definitely deeper into Lovakaj. It looks to be pointing out one of the caves, but the here is floating, and it starts to move down and away from that cave. Then it stops somewhere, seemingly in the middle of nowhere. And then the other lines, like part of like the walk path, none of these are present in the actual woods on the map. But those lines begin to dance between this dead zone to one of the listed caves, as if it's trying to draw your attention to this area.
As that happens, the Jay and Margot basically see, or Jay and Margot, Carson and Margot basically see me like twisting my head trying to read, looking very close, and they see absolutely nothing. And I just start mouthing like the things I see, like there's something here, it's moving. A cave, it's cold, there's, I don't know, a weird staticky feeling. It's high up, I think.
The staticiness is from the being itself.
Okay.
Kind of reaching out to you. So you know that. But the cold is, it's trying to give you like the feeling of the cave.
Yeah. There is I'll try to like angle myself towards looking towards the way I need to go for the cave, basically. Somewhere over there. in a cave. I think it's a cave. So looking between like that area and the map, seeing how far away it is.
Do you have a pen to mark the map?
Yeah. I mean, I'm pointing at the map basically at this point, where the cave is, and
Okay.
also
Are we right beside you?
Yeah.
Okay,
I
so
would have
I'll
told you to a side.
make a mental note of that, and then we'll go check that out tomorrow after we camp here tonight.
Yeah, and I'll also point to like the here, which was moving. I say, and there's something moving here.
What does we
it
know
might
what
be a
direction
creature.
it's going?
It's going away from the cave.
Away from the cave. And how is
Well-
that away from us as well?
It's deeper into the forest, yes.
Okay.
Is your friend real time or like is this creature moving now?
I think in this instance, yes, it is.
Ooh, okay.
How much time do we have until sundown?
I mean, now, basically, it's about 5-6.
And is it heading towards us, away from us, horizontal from us?
So in terms of movement, everything stopped after my description. So effectively, when everything moved into place, you're not sure if this entity was tracking whatever is in the woods, or if it was just moving things around to show you there's also a cave here, in this unmarked zone.
No, okay. Oh, so wait, the here wasn't moving to like something was moving. It was more of a.
It's more of an arrow.
This,
Yes, more of an arrow.
Yeah.
More of saying,
no,
yeah, more of it pointed to the
Okay.
cave and then moved and said there's also one here.
in that case, I'll point out both caves, I guess. There's something in the just general direction.
All right, then yeah, we'll go check that out later. I'm curious if Graham knows anything about these caves.
Maybe.
Let's go
ask.
I
ask.
don't think they said anything about going into caves though, but
No, but they might know the area.
Yeah, I mean, how often do we think they hike?
drug.
Did they say? I don't remember. God.
Graham mentioned he went often enough for it to be, reasonable.
So he should theoretically know whether or
Theoretically,
not
yeah.
there are caves in the area.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
Well, we'll
while the
ask
two of
him.
them are deliberating, I'm asking my pocket watch if it wants anything in return for that or for good. Quietly.
You get a thrumming that'll effectively let you know. I'll let you know.
Right, as usual then.
All right. Well, I guess we'll go over to Graham.
All right, he's still kind of filling with things. He's putting some of the food away and whatnot for tomorrow.
Nice. Well, I ask him, does he know anything about any caves in the area?
Yeah, I mean, there's a few. We went to. You also got that map on you?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've had the map which has the caves marked already.
Oh, it goes. Oh, yeah, perfect. Yeah, this one right here, the one you got marked. That one we didn't go in it. Caving can be pretty dangerous, so we kind of, we dipped our toes in, looked around a bit.
But you skirted?
We went
Skirted
around the entrance. Yeah, I mean, I don't know how much y'all know about caves, but like, you definitely need it. Yeah, I'm sure y'all have heard the horror stories and whatnot, but it's definitely good to get with locals because even if some caves look inviting, it's nature. That shit can eat you up in a second. So we hit the entrance, looked around a bit, a little spooky, head out somewhere else. I think there's another cave around near that one, much smaller. The others I didn't mess with, and he kind of points to the one you have marked. And he goes, "Yeah, I don't know if we went down that way, but I didn't see a cave there personally, but is what it is."
At least one of the ones that are marked you've been to.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, in general, I'm not looking for unmarked caves. I don't want to find a bear or something.
Yeah, I mean that can be pretty dangerous.
Yeah.
Wait, did you go there with Finn or with someone else?
Yeah, with Finn. Yeah.
Was this on the same trip or a different trip?
Same trip. Yeah. The first day we headed out. On the way back, he got cut, and kind of pieced out after that. He wasn't feeling so good.
So did you go to the cave before or after he got cut?
Before.
Okay.
It's pretty boring, being entirely honest. Like I said, we didn't go in it, but
Yeah.
rocks, dirt, seen it before.
Yeah, but they're so majestic.
They are, but when there's not a tour guide, I don't want to fall in like a sinkhole and become part of the cave.
That is reasonable. That's definitely reasonable.
Oh yeah.
Well,
I think
We're going there tomorrow.
yes, but I also think that we should keep an eye out tonight.
definitely.
Agreed.
Sadly, I did not bring any surveillance material, but I guess someone gonna have to stand watch.
Yeah.
Stand watch? Like one at a
nose
time? Or...
goes. I touch my nose.
I mean, it's better for if we do it anyway.
I'll
lots of dangerous
volunteer
animals in here.
first.
Okay.
So we like sleeping in shifts or what?
Graham, I think you can just go to sleep.
Oh no, I'll help out. I mean, I'm part of the team. I brought you guys here.
All right, Margot first. Who next?
I'll take second. That's fine.
All right.
I'll take last shift then.
All right, I'll take third.
Dope. Alrighty, with that, everything's already set up. So you guys chat a bit more. You probably have a more fulfilling meal than, chocolate and marshmallows. There we go. Said it. Got it. I win. S'mores. I can say s'mores.
Yeah, I would have brought some food other than the s'mores.
Yeah, and
Jay brought a singular can of beans.
hell yeah. Oh, wow.
Graham brought exactly 1.5 protein bars.
The half one isn't cut in half. He just got bored eating it halfway through.
Yeah.
And that's going to be annoying to split.
Yeah.
Well, fortunately, those beans are probably yours. I don't see Margot eating them.
Yeah, no thanks.
I imagine your hatred of beans transcends all characters.
All characters.
Fair enough.
He would have brought some basic ass rations at least.
Excellent.
Same as my hatred of monkeys. All characters.
Fair enough.
So there's a monkey in his wood, you're saying?
He's dead.
Like, already dead.
Already dead.
Then the next person wakes up, Graham wakes up, takes over the shift, and Margot's just like holding a dead monkey.
By the way, I will be staying up
Margot.
through Graham's shift just
Oh,
because
same.
he's cute and I don't trust him.
Oh,
Just because he's not familiar with the weird.
And Jay was actually going to do the same thing. So it's like a period where me and Margot are both awake and we acknowledge each other like...
Carson is just sleeping peacefully. He doesn't give a shit.
Also, I'm going to find a tree that's sturdy enough to climb and watch from up there.
Sure.
Do you want a hammock? I brought hammocks.
No, that's fine.
I love
That's a little too relaxed.
Then Carson gets a hammock in his tent.
Perfect. Look, if it attacks me while I'm in the hammock, I'm just gonna die, and that's fine.
But you'll die relaxed.
I will die relaxed, and there's nothing more I can ask of myself.
Yeah, that's not how the twins are going. They're going down fighting.
Who's the twins?
Margot and Maverick.
Oh, that's right.
The triplets, no.
The triplets.
Almost.
Margot, Maverick, and Magellan.
No.
Why
The
not?
Vetoed.
The triplet breaks the naming convention.
Yes, Margot,
his name
Maverick, and Rob.
and Billy.
Alrighty, back to our sleeping schedules and shifts and such while you guys are watching. It does indeed get ridiculously dark. Fortunately, you guys do have some lighting. I assume you guys would use just like traditional lights, not fire.
No.
Definitely a fire.
No.
We need
Small
real.
fire.
We need real for those s'mores.
Not what? Are you going to be eating s'mores the entire night?
Yeah, I might.
That is not nutritionally appropriate, Margot, and I will be putting those away.
Look, fire is good against some weird things, okay?
Yeah, and we could also burn down the forest.
That's why it's carefully
No.
controlled.
Jay had
Okay,
proper,
Smokey Bear.
well, I say proper, but he never had wildlife training. He was a city scout, basically.
Yeah, I will say if you guys do set up a fire, it is appropriately distanced from dry brush and such.
Yeah, and
Alright.
I definitely know how to set one up.
You know what, Margot? I don't give a shit.
Too bad.
I put away all the s'mores.
Wow.
Luckily, I
I'm just
also
kidding.
brought
It's
one of
fine.
those
I give her
hot
some
plates.
anyway. I'm a
Hot.
pushover, and that's fine. I
So-
give her the s'mores.
Sorry, did you say hot blades?
Yeah.
What is that?
Basically, one of those metal pan things with a enclosed space where you can safely store a fire.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Very cool.
You just have that on you at all times, Jay?
No, just for camping.
Okay. My bad.
I mean, you don't need to forget that Jay is a crook.
That's true.
He literally is convicted for multiple crimes.
Carson only forgets
Uh,
because Carson's only kind of a crook. You're full on crook.
Yeah, I'm like crook for convenience.
Crook adjacent.
I'm crook adjacent. I have officially gone straight, as the people do. as long as I'm not hanging out with a convicted murderer, I think we're good.
Oh no, never murder.
Okay.
At least not in that
What?
show.
You
Margot's
just
sweating.
stop that sentence. Don't even
Sweat,
finish
sweat,
it.
sweat.
I'm smiling with that joke, but okay. No, don't worry. I never killed anyone.
Okay. Somehow I'm a little suspicious, but go on.
Do accidents count?
Manslaughter?
No.
It's
I make
actually
sure to
Margot,
protect my
Maverick, and
people.
manslaughter.
No, I liked Millie. Millie was cute.
No, actually, like genuinely, do not name anybody Millie.
Why not?
There is somebody that I really hate named Millie, and I
Oh,
can't
that's
take
fair.
it. He
I
was
just
a
get
dirt.
reminded of Millie Manastorm.
I just think of Millie from oh shit, what's it called? Hell of a Boss, the imp.
Hell of a boss.
Yeah, the animation. You know, babe, Millie, the imp girl.
Is her name Millie?
Yeah, Millie.
Oh, I guess
It's
it is.
Millie,
Isn't it?
Yeah, so he has a whole song for her.
Bad name association, but maybe you can change it for me.
Oh, that's perfectly fair. Waifu has a name she hates as well, so.
I have a couple names.
Oh,
Ashley and Brittany.
you know what? Those are all. You know what Ashley and Brittany are?
They're bitch
Their
names.
names. Their names for girl bullies who turn into nurses when they grow up.
I was not expecting that last.
Yes. Oh, that's so accurate.
Now I'm very curious.
Oh,
I mean,
man.
am I wrong? I'm not, because I know it.
Also, I have a third one. I said Ashley and Brittany, right?
Yes.
Mhm.
There's Tiffany too.
Tiffany's a bitch name, definitely.
100% still in that category.
Yeah.
How are you forgetting about Becky?
You
I
know,
don't really know any
we
Becky.
don't know any Beckys
Be
here.
glad.
Oh.
There's a Becky epidemic where you live.
Like, oh, it's
Luckily, it's not a
localized.
Dutch name, so we don't have them. But thank God.
The one Becky, it's like, ugh.
Everybody's
get
like,
here?
God, Becky, and she just keeps showing up.
Who invited her? Anyway, Becky's and other bitchy names aside,
Oh, what if the woods are filled with Beckys?
Suddenly-
that's the secret. That's the one monster we're fighting. It's just some girl named Becky.
a horde of Becky's comes
In
over
her,
the hill.
Clone jutsu.
How do you react, Margot? There's Becky's everywhere.
We're gonna
Time
have
for
to
some.
apologize to a lot of people.
Yeah,
Yes.
I know, right?
Sorry to anybody who might be listening. You should change your name.
Wow.
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Sorry you're
No.
named that.
Not my fault. You have a trash name. With
Oh
a
my
horrible
God.
legacy.
Why don't you?
Horrible legacy? Oh my god. Jesus, that sounds so intense. I love it.
But disclaimer, obviously it's all based on personal
Yes, yes.
experience. Apologies to
We're
anybody
very
who
sorry
might have
that your
that
parents
name.
hated you.
they planned ahead. They're like, oh god.
They're like, oh God, how could I know? How could I have known? All right, moving on.
All right, moving on. Woods, dark, relatively spooky. Margot is watching.
Any creepy deer?
No. So we're gonna quickly speed bump over this. During the night, effectively, nothing happens. No animals come to you. You, of course, hear some things moving out
It's
in the woods and
Not
such.
suspiciously quiet.
No, not suspiciously quiet. You hear an appropriate amount of animals. When Graham does wake and takes over, quote unquote, for Margot, and you're just like watching him, he's not easily spooked really, so he's kind of just watching. He's tinkering with whatever's on his phone. It does still work. He's just not getting any reception, so he's probably reading something or whatever. While he's waiting and occasionally looking up into the distance, he kind of gets up and paces, maybe does some like squats and like jumping jacks to kind of keep himself awake, and he's like shadowboxing and whatnot. And he kind of looks around, checks the tree again to see if anything's growing or moving. Absolutely nothing. And as we go down the list, checking between each of you, essentially, like I said, nothing. It is a relatively quiet night.
I guess we have to go to the caverns today, or caves today.
And
No weird plants popped up at all.
yeah, the plants never showed.
Not that you saw, no.
All right. I mean, we crossed it off the list, so it wasn't a waste of time.
And with that, morning rolls around. I would say you basically all got good sleep-ish. Margaret, you effectively did 2 shifts and then went to bed. Jay's is probably the most awkward because you're the last shift and still watching after Graham.
I want to say that Jay basically went to bed early-ish
Yeah, that makes sense.
because he saw this coming.
I also feel like you and I would have a nonverbal understanding, so I probably would have woke you up when I went to bed.
Like I saw you waking up with Graham and taking over, and I would like, okay, I'll sleep for 2 more hours, I guess. Wake me up when it's time.
Not.
Okay.
Audibly say nod.
Yes. Margot
Audibly
approves.
say nod, but don't move your head.
Correct. Wink, whistle,
Whistle.
As monotone as possible.
blinks audibly. So it is now in the morning. You all got a relatively good sleep. Fortunately, Carson didn't allow you guys to eat s'mores all night, so no one wakes up with stomach problems. Good call there.
I think
I'm a
weird dreams would be
caretaker.
the bigger issue, honestly.
If I have sweets too late, I have the longest dreams, and I wake up an hour later. I hate it. It is the worst. I have like not nightmares, but just really absurdly vivid. I swear they're real dreams. I wake and go, wow, what a
Nice.
great rest. And it's freaking, I went to bed at like 12 and it's 1. I'm like, are you kidding me?
The more sugar I eat, the weirder they get as well.
Oh God, I hate it.
I wonder if this is a phenomenon I didn't know about.
You're not supposed to have sweets at night, so that's probably why.
Yeah, your brain goes wild.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Shit sucks. Because I'm awake. I'm like, oh, it's like 1:30. I'm good to go. And it's 1:30. Damn it. Should be like, if it was like 5 or 6, I might consider staying up, but no. Sucks. Anyway. I hate it. So, it is morning. We're not having that weird phenomena, fortunately, with all of you. And if you wish, you may indeed venture towards the cave. If you guys wake up early, you should get there at a relatively decent time. Obviously, we're trekking through woods, so it'll be slow, so we don't hurt ourselves or, leave anything behind. We got a lot we're carrying, but we'll get there by midday, easily.
You would definitely wake
Alright.
up to a sturdy forest breakfast with lots of egg, basically.
Mm,
Sign me up. I hear egg.
Love
egg and
it.
bacon.
Oh, boy.
Maybe
Yeah.
a sausage, a little bread.
Oh, Okay.
Wow.
exciting.
Jay is providing.
Seriously.
He's also a morning person. He has to do something.
Disgusting. I'm not a morning person.
Same.
Carson is tired.
He's a
When he
light
wakes
sleeper and he wakes up at like 6 a.m.
Oh my God.
like automatically.
Describing
Carson
me?
has
Something.
10 alarms 3 minutes apart.
Sure, I'll rename Jay to Daniel.
Yeah, for real, God. I love breakfast. I have to wake up. Brain says, hey, bud, get up. And I'm like, all right.
Meanwhile, there's me. I
You're
wake
still
up in the
okay?
afternoon and I haven't eaten breakfast in 10 years.
Excellent. Wow, you're so good at role playing. Alrighty. So, yes, we're up. We're eating. Graham's super excited. He wasn't expecting you guys to be this prepared. So he is just munching in. He's getting ready to go to this mysterious cave.
I think this is very cute of Graham. I love that he's excited to be here. We're investigating what could potentially be a murder, but
I mean, he wants to find his friend.
He's
yeah.
just excited
Well,
for
I
what
would
was next
consider that
murder.
to be kind of somber then. We're here for a good
No,
time, though.
he's happy because we're listening.
That's fair. You're right.
Alrighty, and I assume you guys. Actually, yeah. Where do you guys head to first?
The one I think we should go to the
Big
cave that
cave.
Graham and Finn went to.
Alrighty. We do know they are, judging by the map, I say about an hour or so apart,
Okay.
but we can very much do that. It's not too bad. After trekking through the forest, once again, more animals, nothing weird. We do indeed arrive at the cave. It seems there is somewhat of a clearing. In fact, you can actually tell this is probably man-made. There's probably, you didn't see any at least. Tourist forest-head cave, but it looks like they cleared part of the way in case people are interested. Graham just wanted to stay away from it because he didn't bring any cave equipment, therefore dangerous. But it looks about as inviting as a cave could look.
I mean, it
like
looks
a
dangerous.
big cave or one of those caves that you have to low-key crawl into.
Oh no, it's full on open, large opening, definitely.
And how far did Graham and Finn go in? It wasn't very far. They just were
Literally the
getting around
entrance. Literally the
Is there
entrance.
anything that is left that we could see? Do we get do we get any vibes?
Are we going in?
I mean,
Yeah, I'm gonna go in a little bit.
I would first check out the entrance itself, I guess.
Sure.
Yeah.
Any tracks or
Checking for tracks. We find
marks
some
of any kind of population going there.
fox, some rabbit, but that's about it. Nothing large. And heading on in, of course, we definitely need some lighting here. It seems spacious. You don't believe anything is living here. There are some bats and such that are, clung to the roof, the ceiling. Stalagmites, stalactites, all that useful, good stuff that forms naturally in nature. About 30 seconds after entering a said cave, we kind of see all this. And Graham lets you guys know that this is as far as he went. He kind of stopped here. So the cave continues in. You don't see anything inherently dangerous. There's no instant slope. There's no falls, but you do see some walkways that you probably need to squeeze through. And he points those out and saying, I didn't want to go there for obvious reasons. That shit looks freaky, and I have to leave my backpack behind, so no thanks.
Give a freaky vibe? Or is it just freaky naturally?
Freaky naturally. I mean, have you heard the story of the dude that like got caught in a cave for like a month or something? He was like a professional. Dude like fell.
No.
Yeah, I heard about him.
Nobody. Did you hear about that guy who got stuck for 18 hours?
Yeah, that too. So I think some one dude got stuck for I don't know how long. It was a while. It was more than a week, and they just kind of like fed food down in there, and they knew he was in there, and they couldn't get him out. He ended up,
What?
Yeah. I don't want to be that guy. I'm not a professional. He was.
Well, you say
Okay.
professional. He was still a self-made professional.
Yeah, it was a long time
He
ago.
was doing it alone, which was not.
Right, exactly. And yeah, I had a bud with me, but come on, if I tell him, hey, get me out of here, then he falls too. We're both dead. No thanks.
Well, luckily we're at 4 people now, so if 2 of us go in.
True. Normally I'd follow y'all, but I'm gonna stay back here for this one. Sorry, not a fan of caves.
Luckily I'm used to it.
Should
Tight
somebody
squeeze.
stay with him just in case?
Yes.
Do you want to stay, Carson?
I
Do you want to go into the creepy cave with me?
I volunteer,
Did-
Carson.
I kind of wanted to go into the creepy cave.
All right, I'll wait.
Should we go here?
All right, I'll wait.
But I mean, if anything happens,
Just holler real loud.
all
At
right.
least Margot knows how to handle a big gun.
Yeah.
Indeed, yes.
As always, I'm just a guy, just a dude.
Just a dude. So
With
how
a
about
s-
you tie this rope around you, Mr. Dude, and I give him a rope.
Okay.
Oh, that's a good idea.
I tie it around me.
At least if you fall, you won't fall alone.
Perfect. Who is it? Me going in first?
Well, I got one bad eye, so it's probably best if you go first.
Oh, I was gonna do rock paper scissors, but that's fine. We can do that.
Wait, sure, it's why not.
All right, I start heading in, I guess.
And as mentioned, it's a relatively tight fit, so we need to leave our backpacks and such behind. You're able to turn sideways and essentially just kind of shimmy on through what seems to be a crack in a wall. It only lasts for maybe 2 feet, so it's not very long, and suddenly you're on the other side. Swinging around your flashlight, you can see effectively a copy of where you just were. It's effectively just mirrored, but a bit larger. It opens up quite a bit. You see way more bats here. You saw maybe 5, 6 or so in the entrance. It's a ton here, though. And they're all just like chittering away very, very, very softly. And looking around, you can see the cave probably goes in a bit, but this is where it effectively says, humans turn around. It's clearly not built for you. People do not go in this far. It has not been explored.
I catch rabies from a bat, so let's go. Not that I think all bats have rabies, just to be clear.
It's safe
I
to
love
be
bats.
safe to
I
be safe.
think the chance is just higher.
I mean, it's mostly bats that go out during the day. So
That
these
have
are probably
rabies?
safe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's true.
So these are probably safe. Question mark.
Well,
Just don't get pooped on.
I'm not sure if you can get it from poop, though.
Oh, I mean, don't get pooped on no matter what.
Just don't look up and say wow.
Opens my mouth to say
Wow.
wow, and it falls right in.
Roll a 1d100, please.
You're now back. Congratulations.
Disgusting.
All right, did you say you go in further or you turn around?
Like, how dangerous does it look, like, going further? Is it, like, actually a tight squeeze or something, or is it just, like, a
So it
way
goes-
to get through?
It goes from a tight squeeze to a relatively open area. It's actually larger than where you guys just were. But
Am I getting any vibes?
if you've been caving before or anywhere, either you or your character, obviously cave tours have railings. They have paths that are all man-made. This looks like that with no paths, no railing. So that moment when you're walking and look down and go, wow, I would die if I fell. You get that feeling looking around in a couple different angles. So like this, it's not made for man. We're so used to that feeling of like, I'm allowed to walk here. Paths, doors, things like that. I don't want to say it looks alien, but you get that instant feeling of I do not belong here.
Unwelcoming.
Oh, but
Very
he
unwelcoming.
loves that feeling.
All right, Jay. I
He loves
can,
breaking in.
yeah,
This is all
obviously.
about. Like,
yeah,
Jay
I
is
think
definitely already going around, like, looking at places and seeing if there's anything weird.
I don't know how to tell you this, Jay, but we could literally fall to our death.
I know, isn't that exciting? Nobody would ever find us again.
Oh my god. Thrilling. I
Well,
tried going back.
that's why we have the rope.
Okay,
you
but
can
what's
stay
the
up
rope
here,
attached
safe.
to?
You?
I'm
If you
sorry.
want, you can tie it around the.
Okay, but wait, hold a second. We have rope that is tied around us, and it's
Yes.
not tied anywhere else.
Yeah, but you can hold it on. You can tie it around one of these stalagmites or a bigger rock.
Is this a pretty like old cave that would be perfect for cave tours, or is it just a hole in the wall?
No, I mean he said it was like not cave tour worthy. You could die in multiple ways.
Yes.
Right?
Right. There's no clear path for them to even build. I'd say about 10 feet after that little crack that you guys went through, there's a pretty steep slope that just drops.
Honestly, I think we should go back.
Oh, give me 1 second at least. I'll make sure I don't fall. I'll shine my light down into the hole. As close as I can get.
The deer looks up at us. No.
Mouth covered in blood.
Did you not see the sign? It says no solicitors.
It's wearing a little hat.
I hear about your car's extended warranty.
The horror! Alrighty. Looking about some more, Jay, you're effectively able to come to the same conclusion, a la more visual and less instant guttural reaction of, I don't belong here. You physically see, yes, this place, to put it lightly, sucks ass. Very difficult to get around. It doesn't look like anyone or anything has been here walking or crawling around. It looks mostly just like bats are coming through here. And looking at the crack that you guys just squeeze through, there is, so the crack comes up, definitely past your guys' height, I'm about to say 7 or so feet, but higher than that, it looks like it's a bit more open for the bats to kind of fly through, and it looks as if they pretty frequently fly through that upper part of the gap. So from what you can tell, just a place for animals to live.
So there's absolutely nothing of note in here.
Not that you can see now.
Well, then I guess we go to the next cave.
As you guys come back, Margot and Graham are kind of just hanging, and he's a little nervously waiting, as if to say, okay, it can't be that interesting, right? They haven't called back or anything. He sees you guys come back and just audibly, oh, thank God. He was very clearly freaking out for the two of you.
Just a sheer drop with pointy bits at the end.
Wonderful. Glad I didn't go in there.
To be honest, Margot, I think you should go next.
I will.
I would rather not die, personally. And it would be very awkward if
we wouldn't die.
If I was, impaled by a stalagmite. Wait.
Yes.
What did they say
stalagmite.
Mite on the floor, tight on the ceiling.
Yeah. Whew. I was just about to ask what that thing was, so you got me. You're good.
That part I've known forever. Then I learned a whole bunch of new terminology at the last case we went to and forgot all of it.
Oh, no.
In Dutch, it's even easier.
What is
because it's stalagmiet and stalactiet. And tiet translates to tits and tits hang.
Beautiful.
And that's how it works.
I am never going to forget that.
Cool.
I love it.
I guess that's
so from now on they're called stalactites.
Hell yeah. Alrighty, and after this we just head to the next cave?
Yeah.
Alright, perfect. As you guys are, Graham breaks out some trail mix and he's offers you guys we good? We've been walking for a while?
Sure.
Hell yeah.
Is this the cave that your friend pointed to?
Should be, yeah. I only marked 2 caves, I believe.
Yes.
Well, I mean, he started with one and went to another, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and from what you can tell, he was effectively doing that just to show you this thing is a cave. The blank area is a cave, rather than pointing out the first one.
So then this is probably the important one.
Yes.
A good thing we went to this one first to get that out of Carson's system.
Yeah.
And now the next one will be terrifying, probably.
Probably, which is why I'm going in.
The next location is about equidistant from where you guys started. So it's about another 2 or so hour hike. It looks like it only would have taken maybe an hour and a half or so. But as we move further and further into the woods, the trees become tighter, and the canopy sprawls out further and further. As we're getting closer to this location that Jay marked on the map, we're seeing a few different trees. These ones sprawl out, so the leaves and roots and everything seem to be taking over more surface area. Therefore, blotting out whatever sun we might have.
Wait, as in they can't dig underground as well?
They are, but it almost looks like they're kind of running into each other. If that makes any sense.
Yeah, those nice big trees with gnarly ass branches.
Oh yeah,
or roots rather.
Both actually. And further we move in. Judging by where we are on the map, at least with time, it's impossible to see the sun. So, fortunately, you guys still have watches and such on you that do indeed work. Looking at things, we should be arriving at least close by soonish. Before we do, though, the ground itself dips, notably. In fact, this whole area, you have to stop and kind of right your footing. You guys didn't really realize as you were going forward, but the ground was just sloping slightly further and slightly further, and this next sudden slope isn't so sudden that it's, like a 45-degree drop, but rather than it being like 1 degree, half degree at a time, it's much more notable, like 5 degrees. And you guys can actually see the trees kind of growing downward from where we are, so we can actually physically see the slope. And as we very carefully slows down our pace, but we're able to kind of go this path, Graham starts visibly sweating, not because we've been here for so long, but he's looking around kind of like he's very much giving off the vibe of I don't like it here, but he doesn't know why, and he doesn't voice any of this. He just starts fiddling with his hands and trying to shove them in his pockets.
Are we getting the same feeling?
Not initially. Graham gets this feeling maybe I'd say 10 or so 20 minutes prior to just a general unease. What catches the three of you instantly off guard, though, is while the trees are incredibly tight, up ahead, after this slope ceases and sort of levels out, it almost looks as if there's a path intentionally made of trees. You guys have seen nothing of the sort until now.
Do you guys believe in fairies?
Yeah, I was just like, you mean like a fairy ring?
I do believe in very big mouths too.
You believe in big mouths?
I mean, I haven't seen any big teeth, so
I'm a little confused.
I'm knocking on one of the trees like, this is a tree, right?
As you knock, it is definitely indeed a tree. The knock kind of causes Graham to jump a bit, and he sees what you're doing, and to a neighboring tree, he does the same and goes, yeah, looks like bark to me. This path, to be clear, it almost looks as if someone, basically Moses just like parted the trees to make a path. It looks very intentional, and it loops and curves around the corner. You can't see where it's going.
This is basically a big hole we're walking into?
Ish, yeah. It slopes down and kind of evens out.
Does it look like spooky?
I would say define spooky, but this is the first time you guys have seen. You guys are really far into the woods.
Is it the bad vibes? Like, why is this here in the middle of the woods, in the middle of nowhere?
Yeah,
Can I read a bad situation for this?
Yes, you definitely can.
All right, I'm going to try doing that then.
Yeah, to be super clear, the trees have been, as trees are, randomly scattered up until this point. Even
so it's a little too intentional to be natural.
It is far too intentional. There's literally a walkway that is 2 people wide, going straight and then turning left.
But it's supernatural.
Dun, dun, dun. A 9. All right, you can ask me one of those questions.
Oh gosh, now that I've done it, I can't remember what I even asked beforehand. Does it look man-made?
It looks intentional, but I don't want to say man-made. It might be. This looks very, very intentional, though.
All right.
If you were to turn around and look where you guys came from, the slope is more notable. You guys can see that you guys have come down quite a ways to get here.
So it's flattening and there is a walkway being made.
Correct.
All right, I think we should just keep going. Unless, maybe instead of read a bad situation, I should have done trust your gut.
I would say without needing to roll, like, trusting your gut and such, looking forward, unless you want to not walk the path, that would basically be what question would be answered. Is that what you're looking for? Because there's 2 options.
Yeah, but I guess the thing is though is that like even if if I had done read a bad situation and the answer was it's very, very bad, like we would have to go there anyway. There's nowhere else to go. That's what we came here.
I mean,
for.
we could come back with like bigger guns, I guess.
Yeah, that's our other option.
But I'm pretty sure all of us already brought our biggest guns, so
Yeah, and also I almost worry that
I mean, I don't have my sword, and a sniper isn't going to be much use in a cave.
Oh, and next time we bring a flamethrower, I guess.
we're not in the cave though, right?
But we're going towards it with intent to go in, right?
But can we see the cave from here?
No, definitely not.
Oh, so
Maybe
this
it's
might not
a
even be a
cave.
cave.
Well, it's something similar to a cave. That's what we know.
Yeah, like a thicket.
But maybe
I'm
it's
just
a
gonna
tree
keep
cave.
walking forward.
Alrighty.
But
Yes.
I'm gonna get my gun out.
Oh, of course, of course.
I am actually going to do the same.
Your normal gun or your rifle?
My rifle, and I am going to hang back a little.
Sure, I'll take out my shotgun as well then.
When you say hang back, are you behind Graham?
Yeah.
Does Graham? He doesn't have anything to protect himself, does he?
No, as you guys are suiting up, he's like, whoa, 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 what are we doing?
But I have 3 weapons.
Well, I'm not going to give him a gun because I'm
So
pretty
I'm
sure he
gonna
hasn't
give.
used one.
Well, I have a baseball bat that I can.
You do that, yeah.
Oh, yeah, that'll work.
So I'll give him the baseball bat.
His whoa, whoa, whoa has his hands out, and you just kind of place a baseball bat in his hands. He's like, hold up, wait, what? Why are we suiting up? What are we doing?
Graham, we can see clear as day that this place makes you nervous, and we agree.
Oh,
Look,
we're in shoot mode.
We're covering our bases. Some weird stuff has been happening, Graham. Obviously, you're aware of that. And in the event that something bad happens, I don't want to die.
Fair enough. We're just being cautious. Sorry, I just wasn't expecting Margaret to pull out a sniper rifle.
She does that sometimes. It's a little
Don't
weird.
worry, your back is safe.
All right, sorry. Just I'm surrounded by people with guns. Little uneasy. I trust y'all. Just gut instinct, all that, plus all the shit in front of me. It's a lot. We're good though. We're good. He's like, no, head in the game. We got this. All right, sorry.
All right.
Calm. We're good. All right. He grips the bat, and you guys head on forward, moving down this path. And as it slopes down and turns to the left, you see the path continues. It winds and turns and twists through the forest. It is impossible.
But it stays clear?
It stays clear, and it stays exactly 2 people across. So shoulder to shoulder,
God.
2 folk could walk down here. It doesn't get any wider or any tighter. It continues to move. Were you to look through the woods to see around them where the path goes, you would be unable to do so.
Do I get any feeling similar to when that deer was staring at me?
Yes. I would say part of that is your read about situation.
But I'm not seeing anything in between the trees.
Let's see here. You guys walk.
Oh, God. I did not like that long pause at all.
Y'all walk for a good second. Honestly, all of you roll me just sharp.
Damn it, you guys pestered me into not taking my sword. I hate you all.
Hey, you got a gun. You got a big gun.
Oh, God.
It's fine.
I have a 2 for sharp. Oh, God.
Mark your XP.
All right. We got a 6, a 10, and a 6. So Carson and the fact that your name is still Mellow.
Well, I failed. What does that mean? I don't notice anything?
2 things, actually.
Oh, God.
As we're walking about, so I'm going to tie these basically together. So for both Margot and Carson, we're going to add 2 pips of stress. You tell me which track you want it on.
They have to go in the same thing?
Yes, so 2 pips in one of the boxes.
Do 2 stress.
Okay. And Margot?
Too agitated, because this is very clearly something bad.
And she doesn't have a sword.
And I don't have my sword.
That's fair, actually. So looking about, the only failure that I'm going to administer to Margot and Carson is the stress. But you guys are all going to see a something. We're trying to peer through the woods to see if we can see around the corner to the next bend. You notice very quickly that you cannot. You see through the woods, and you see more trees, more woods, bushes, and things of that nature. Ha ha ha. But you do not see the clear opening. When you take this turn, you should have been able to see the opening very clearly, actually. There's no way there were that many trees between this turn and the next. Jay, you also notice this, but it doesn't strike you quite as suddenly. Margot and Carson, you can't help but now focusing on this detail. This place makes less and less sense the further we get in. And Margot, you're slightly annoyed you didn't bring your sword. Jay,
I want
though,
to say Jay isn't phased by this because he had a similar experience in the hallway down the staircase.
Oh yeah. And
Wait,
something
what
else.
was it?
The infinite hallway, basically.
Yes.
Jay, you will see something for the briefest of moments, though. Margot and Carson, you merely see as you're looking around because your eyes can't focus on a particular location. You see what seems to be strips of flesh between the trees, but it's gone as fast as it's there.
Who sees that?
Okay, wait, pause. Do you mean strips of flesh as in literally like strips of it, or like flesh being seen in between the trees?
Flesh being seen between the trees, but they're so tightly packed together you can't tell what you're looking at.
Told you, it's a mouth.
Jay, though,
I
you
really
see-
wish that we had not brought Graham.
you see something different, Jay. You're able to stay more focused. And between two of the trees, as Margot and Carson are kind of focusing about, you're able to pause for a moment, and you catch one of these. It's very, very clearly a face. A face staring back at you, a human face, actually. Except you notice, like, you are level 10, so I'll give you a little extra juice here. You notice a few things. One, you notice it's far too low to be someone standing looking at you. You also notice between the same gap, I guess if you want to call it, of trees, you see a second face, at least half of one, also looking at you. But when I say looking at you, there are no eyes. There are no teeth. There's nothing behind this face. It looks like it's just skin. And it moves. And it's gone.
Well, I assume we all
don't
stopped moving
like
at this
it.
point.
Yes, I wish to turn around.
Uh,
We need more
Something's
info.
definitely
I gotta be
watching
honest
us.
with you, I am literally afraid to turn my back to this infinite hallway, infinite
Would you
pathway.
like me to stand or walk behind you?
Yeah, keep looking the other way. I'll look the other one.
All right, Carson, that means you are at the front of this train.
All right.
As Margot's in the very back, and then Graham's, well, he's the sandwich, I guess.
He's the
Yeah.
package. Needs protecting.
Yeah, we don't want him to get hurt. Does he get a weird feeling?
Yeah, no, he had a weird feeling. Well, actually, does he panic inside here?
You don't see him panicking, but he's gripping the bat tighter, and he's looking about, and he looks
So he's
up
aware and nervous.
of something. He looks up though to the trees.
He has a very good sixth sense.
He looks up. Oh, wait, that's right.
What is up?
Wait a second.
Yes.
He does have a. Does that have anything to do with like the psychic ability?
Yeah, definitely.
Now that you guys have
I
stopped
think
moving,
he was good at finding places, right? Or
Yeah.
finding things.
so far, yeah. You guys have stopped moving though, and because of this, you notice there's a sound dancing amongst the trees.
Oh no.
It's
No.
rather dark. I assume you guys would have your flashlights out or something.
It's already getting dark.
It's dark because the sun can't penetrate through the canopy.
Oh no.
Yeah, we would have pulled out flashlights.
Oh god.
In fact, I probably have a flashlight on my gun.
This feels so much. This is like the Forbidden Forest. This feels bad.
Excellent, Margaret. That works perfectly then. As you guys are looking about, you see things that are dangling from the trees, and you notice that they're kind of bumping into each other, very similar to, oh shoot, what are they called? Like the wooden, like a chime, but the wooden ones. You know what I'm talking
The
about?
wind chimes.
Yeah, it's similar to a wind chime, but they're not made of metal. It's made of a
They're
different,
made of the wood.
seemingly. But as you,
Is it made of bone?
yes,
No.
as you shine your light up, you see multiple human bones that are hanging from the trees.
Ah.
And something you instantly notice is the first one you see is half of a jawbone.
Mm.
There's something scratched into it. Very, very intentionally. And Jay, in the back of your mind, you hear, "Get it!"
What?
Is it like my friend saying that, or is it like a random get it?
Yeah, it's your friend.
You got to get that jawbone? I don't like that. I guess we can't hear it though.
I mean, I'm just telling you guys to like sit still for a second and start climbing.
Oh god. Keep your eyes peeled.
Also, I don't think it's for the best if we stay on the path.
You don't think we should stay on the path?
No, I think we should stay on the path.
Oh, okay. I was
And
like,
if you leave it,
agreed.
it's probably not gonna end well.
yeah.
Fortunately, it's quite easy to stay on the path and to climb up while staying within eye shot of everyone. You notice this particular jawbone is clattering and bouncing against what might be a femur, possibly. It has the same inscriptions, but this jaw sticks out to you more. Go ahead and roll me act under pressure, Jay.
Under pressure.
Nice, a 10. Woo! Alrighty, bud.
Very consistent apparently.
Very consistent. I know, right? 10, 10, 10, 10, 10. Oh! Alright, we climb up.
Wood.
With literally.
I mean, it makes sense. He is used to climbing, I guess.
Yeah. And you ascend this tree with relative ease. You're able to keep your cool, and you notice it's tied by some like old but thin, like a hempen rope, and it's like pierced through part of the jaw. But if you pull on it, you can just snap the twig that's connected to, so you can easily take it down.
I do just that.
And as you kind of snap it free, you actually see there was a second jawbone, most likely the partner to this one, hanging just outside the way. The one in your hand is clean, but the other still has scraps of meat hung to it. Fortunately, your mind is focused. This doesn't cause you to waver, and you're able to slowly slide the jawbone into your backpack, a pocket, something open, and you can easily climb back down the tree.
Like, was the inscription readable as I was grabbing it?
It's not in a language you recognize. You're not sure if they're runes or what, but they are scratched in with what seems to be a knife. And then now that you're looking closer at it, it looks as if there is a dark ink. So they basically like cut into the bone and then painted within those scratches with some sort of dark material, like an ink or something.
I think it's time we head back then.
Agreed.
Get moving.
As you will turn and begin to leave, you do hear somewhat of a rustling in the woods. And it's coming from both sides of you.
I
Graham,
think we should get moving a little
Graham, stay
faster.
close.
All right, Graham holds the back closer, and he's like, all right, we got this. And yes, you guys speed up, and from what you notice, the path back is exactly the same as the path here. It has not changed. There's no dead ends. In fact, all the trees look relatively the same. It's not getting any darker or anything. And as we progress outward, we see more and more light being able to pierce through the canopy up ahead. So we're getting closer to whatever the exit might be. And as we head outward, I want all of you to roll me act under pressure.
Oof.
Hey, look, another 10.
12. Oh my god.
Too bad I don't have advanced successes. How do you even get advanced successes?
Basically, they're crits. You have to unlock them. It's one of the.
Unlock them then?
It's just by leveling. That's it. You just level.
It's I think it's an improvement.
Yep, it's an improvement. You basically choose a move, and it turns to an advanced version of that. It's pretty cool. And by that time, you should have like a +2 or +3 in it, so you'll be getting it more frequently.
Yeah, it's advanced improvements.
Yeah, basically after you got your class, your base class stuff at least. As you'll head forward, Jay, you are calm, you are focused, you can see everything. You're the first to see it. It is difficult to describe, but I'll do so all the same. The path on the way here is clear. The path on the way back is also clear. But you hear, just beyond the rustling, something moves. And just at ankle level, it seems maybe like one of the bones fell or something along those lines. No, it's a plant. And this plant is moving outward from the bushes and the
white
trees.
with big spikes and red tips?
I was just gonna ask that.
It is, but something
I instantly shoot it.
something very particular you notice, Jay, is that it's not moving out of the trees. It looks more like it's growing out of the trees.
Underground? Oh,
No,
God.
not out of the ground. It's coming from the
From
woods.
the trees? Oh,
Yeah.
no.
At almost a 90-degree angle, it's coming outward. And it looks like it's trying to stay low. Because you rolled a 12, you're easily able to aim your weapon and blast it, and it explodes into shards. We have an 8 and a 9 from Mello and Carson.
Mellow.
Oh yes,
Margot.
I'm gonna say the name. Sorry, Margot and Carson. So a success, but a mixed success. Fortunately, Jay was in the lead and is able to blow whatever this is up. After the bullets just tear this thing asunder, it indeed struck true, and you hear this really low and deep just emanate from the woods. It sounds like a creaking and a groaning, almost like of a ship. You can feel it in your chest more than you can hear it.
So it's like a woody kind of groan.
Yeah, it's a creaking. It's very, very loud. It's coming from all around you. I will say, Jay, with that success and the instant response, we'll just say both Carson and Margot, because he was up front. Neither of you run into it or bump into it. You're able to dodge it just as easily, and he destroyed it. So for now, you know you're safe, and it is time to go.
I think we should run, but that's just me.
No, I think we should walk fast. Running is a good way to get your ankles snapped out under you.
I guess that's true.
Extra careful.
I wish I had my sword.
As long as neither of you try to pick it up.
I want to pick it up.
All right, we just run past
How's
it.
Graham doing?
Graham is thinking as close to you guys as humanly possible, and he's not looking down, up, or anywhere. He's looking straight. He's just like, go, 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 go. But he's trying not to run. He's trying to panic.
All right, keep him in the middle. Let's get going.
All right. And as you guys do, you're able to keep this pace. You keep it strong. As Margaret recommended, you do not run. You guys basically power walk out of this area. And slowly, you realize the ground begins to arc its way up, 1 degree at a time. And suddenly you're surrounded by a random assortment, trees and bushes and nature.
And we keep going. I will lead the way.
Yep, don't
Straight back
stop.
to town. Extra on the lookout for anything watching us, basically.
Yes.
Graham lets out a very loud sigh as if he was holding his breath that entire time. And he just turns to you guys and says, we're going back to the town then?
Honestly, Graham, you held it together really well. We are absolutely leaving.
Yeah, I'm proud of you, man.
All right, that's good. Happy to go back to the town now.
Yep.
Yeah. None of you got hit by that thing?
I don't think so.
Nope.
Want to check for
Can we
scratches
do a
while we
quick
move?
check?
With a quick vibe check, you guys realize that none of you were scratched by anything at all.
Probably
Fortunately-
only because of Jay's advanced success.
Indeed.
Okay.
So I'm counting it as a normal success, but because he reacted so quickly and he was in the lead, he basically prevented the two of you from bumping into it. That and a success is a success, so you dodge it regardless. A failure would mean something hits you. And it is going to be definitely some time, a couple hours for you guys to get back, but we know our way. Graham's able to focus now a bit easier. Fortunately, with our map kind of pointing left, right, and whatnot, we're able to get back to Galva Hills. And it's definitely late. But you guys can see over the horizon, the town is well lit enough and very inviting. You guys hear the voices of just people having fun, drinking, eating, doing as they do pretty early on.
We'll nonchalantly join them, as if nothing happened.
All right, yeah. I mean, no one questions you guys. They saw 4 people enter the woods and 4 people exited the woods. Y'all seem just fine, fortunately.
I was really stressful. I did not like that one freaking bit.
And as you guys
Guess we'll have to go back though.
As you guys are kind of hanging out, and whatnot.
Yeah, I don't think we should go back without some more information at this point.
Yeah, Graham looks to you, Jay, and says, "You might ask why you grabbed that thing? What was that?"
I'll show it to the rest of the guys because of this, and I'll point to the writing.
When you do this, are you guys looking at it in one of your guys' rooms?
Yeah, I mean, definitely wouldn't put it out in public, at least.
You guys all group up together, and Graham just looks at it like, "What the shit?" and just shrugs. Says, "All right, it's kind of gross, but is that real? Is that actually someone's jaw?"
Well, like it is a human jaw, right?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Oh, it looks real enough. It definitely isn't a prop or anything, from what I can tell.
He looks away from it and nods as if to say, "Okay, I'm not going to question why you grabbed it. This is part of the investigation. Like, I understand." Just he both wanted a closer look and then regretted it upon asking. So,
I mean, this is a clean picked one, right? There's no flesh in it.
nope, completely clean.
Okay.
So, how much you want to bet that all those bodies inside that road are forgotten people?
Would not be surprised.
You mean like
I
Finn's
don't
there?
read.
Possibly.
It might be.
He just like stares off into space,
There
thinking
were
like,
still
okay.
pieces hanging with flesh on them.
Look, I'm gonna be honest, bud. We will do what we can to find out what happened to Finn, but chances are low he's still alive.
Yeah, I kind of figure that at this point. Honestly, I just want someone to believe me. I don't want him to be forgotten, I guess is my problem. So I appreciate what y'all are doing.
That still makes you the outlier, though. Why have you not forgotten about it yet?
Well, I don't know. At this point, the three of you believe me. We just saw some weird shit back there, and y'all aren't running. So, regardless, I'm glad you guys are still sticking around.
Well, that's what we're here for.
And it is indeed relatively late, but you guys can kind of go. There are restaurants and such. You guys can go around, grab food, chit chat with people, effectively whatever you want. I'd say it's about 7.
Okay, after we get back and calm down, I do actually want to drive out and get that text sent ASAP.
I mean, I don't think we want to stay here anyway at this point because we can't really do anything more. I think
I want to send out that piece of bark with the blood on it.
Oh yeah.
I want to go around, like, I don't know, asking about like if there's any weird stories or lore about these woods, and mention like things that we have seen.
Yeah.
Oh well, that'll be the townspeople.
I heard a story about a forest that ate people. Have you ever heard anything about that? People disappearing and never existing ever again.
Okay, and when you guys say that, you mean you're going back to like the main town?
Yeah.
No, you want to ask the locals first.
Yeah, the locals.
Where we are in the hotel, basically. That's
but
town area.
I do need to send out that sample. So wherever that is.
I was gonna suggest that after we spend the night there, basically we go back to the city anyway.
Yeah.
No, I would say give it to me and I'll get my text and that sent now, and then I'll come back and we can spend the night.
All right, that sounds good.
Okay, so
seems more efficient.
Realistically, that would mean you're basically driving overnight, Margot, to go back to the city, and then you're gonna be back the next day. Is that fine?
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, I mean, if you're
I think it's more important to get that sent ASAP.
Okay, we can definitely do that. That means basically Carson and Jay, you guys can ask around the town and do whatever you want. I will say, for reference, I mentioned this in our City of Mist campaign. You guys can. If you're not sure, you can kind of do a vibe check. Well, once again, you don't need to ask a particular NPC. You can sometimes. You can chit chat with whoever you want, of course. But if you just we walk around just talking to people, that is fully something you can do. You can always do that. Just schmoozing is a role. So
yeah, I'm going to apply my negative charm to randomly ask people about stuff like that.
Can I help out?
You can do it separately, or you can help. Yeah, your choice.
I mean, how is your charm?
How's my charm?
Yeah, Carson's charm should be really good.
It's a 2.
Yeah, in that case, I'll just be helping you out instead.
Well, I haven't
because my roll is terrible. That's fine.
All right. What is it? Investigate a mystery?
Yes. So, are you looking for anything in particular before you roll, or
like any lore on the local woods?
And
stories that people know, anything that's like one of those weird rumors that people talk about but don't really think exists.
Okay,
especially ask like the older people.
Right. Okay. Yeah, I'm about to say how are you?
Urban legends.
Okay. All right. So I was going to say, how are you acquiring this information? So you're asking the locals, specifically some older folk.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think older folk and teenagers.
Especially if there's like a hermit that lives somewhere at the edge of the woods. We'd be asking them.
All right.
Roll for hermits, please.
Roll for hermits. I do roll now?
Yes, go ahead and roll now.
Damn it.
Oh, that's good. It's good. 8 is a success. You want that. 7, 8, 9 is good.
I think a help action for me won't change that one.
Correct. It would go to a 9, which is still a big success. Alrighty, so...
all I asked for is 1 full success.
That is a success. You're good. Don't worry. But basically, you either want a success or you want a failure so you can get experience. One of the two.
Okay.
This just means we won't find the elusive hermit.
So, I will tell you this. Asking around people, they have no answers for you. Specifically the locals. They literally have nothing to say to you. Not because they're standoffish. You ask if there's any, any like spooky stories of local blah blah blah, and they're like, oh yeah, you mean like the oh god, what's he called, the jackalope, and sillier things, really goofy cryptids that people have heard of, like, oh, you mean like a Bigfoot? And you're like, well, no, not a Bigfoot. It's not like misleading, but they're mentioning the most basic ones you guys have already heard of, and but nothing actually matches.
I mean, maybe
nothing pertaining to this town specifically.
Maybe whatever it is. I mean, it gets rid of people that have interacted with it, right?
You think so, yes.
Makes sense. It even goes so far as to jumbling up technology, apparently. Except that photo that Grant made.
So this is basically a dead end.
No. So asking most people, you basically get nothing.
Okay.
But you guys, I mentioned before, there were some other folks staying at Season's Comfort with you all. As you're kind of asking around, one of them speaks up. They kind of like, hey, we guys, we'll say as you guys are asking around, it leads you to somewhere outside of Season's Comfort. And as you guys are kind of thinking, shit, like, hey, no one's got any good answers, a woman in her like mid-30s, she has about auburn shoulder-length hair and a fairly athletic build. She walks up to you all and says, oh, hey, aren't you guys asking questions to the locals? Asking for like weird shit?
Yeah, love hearing stories about, urban legends, stuff like that. Every town has something.
Yeah, are you guys reporters or like what are y'all?
Forgetting a disappearance.
You could also say thrill seekers, ghost hunters on a mission.
We're Bigfoot hunters.
I mean, maybe it would be better to pretend that we're knowledgeable. I'm just kidding.
she kind of smiles at that, and you notice she has no gloves on, but on her right hand, she has like a large, not a Band-Aid, but like a gauze, and it's covering almost the entirety of like the back of her hand. I'd say half the back of her hand. And
what happened?
She adjusts her rifle on her shoulder.
Oh.
As she looks at you guys, she says, "Oh, I'm here for hunting, and I've been looking for some beasties and such. Maybe nothing as strange as like a cryptid, but
Can I ask you a question? It might be kind of weird.
Yeah. What's up?
What happened to your hand?
Oh, something cut me while I was out hunting the other day.
Do you happen to know if it was a plant that you touched?
It might have been. There was a rabbit. I shot it. I went to pick it up and I cut my hand. The strange plant.
I described the plant.
Show me where the map about that happened.
Oh, yeah, sure. Go and whip that out real quick. It was right about, right here. And where she points to is somewhere past where you guys were camping, sort of not equidistant, but between the boring cave, the creepy cave, and where you guys were camping.
So closer to the creepy cave?
Yeah.
I feel like
have that checked out. There's some
I have a bad feeling
interesting
about
plants
her.
in this place.
Yeah, are you guys you guys said you were like experts on something like plants, or I mean, I cut myself and I had them look at it, but I don't know, it's not too bad, but it's not
invasive species.
Yes.
God, how many days did Finn disappear after he got the cut?
That's what I was gonna ask.
More than a week, wasn't it?
Graham and Finn.
It was a month.
Yeah, Graham and Finn went hiking in early August, and Finn went missing early September.
Okay, so yeah, a month.
And how long has she been here? When did that happen? Yesterday? Day before?
She got here. Let's say you guys have been here for like a day or two. She got here probably like a week ago, so like 4 days before you guys got here.
And
I was thinking
how
the
long
plant
ago
could like tag them with something.
Yeah. Or maybe they get like, I don't know, an infection that they want to return to that place.
Exactly, that too, yeah.
So did y'all say you were specialists, or I mean, these people are really nice, but they weren't able to really help me with this.
Something like that.
We may usually come around for, invasive species, stuff like that.
Oh, oh God, is it? I mean, I'm fine. I was cut 4 or 5 days ago, and I'm not dead. I mean, she shows you like obviously her hand's still wrapped up, but like the skin on her hand doesn't look black, or it's not like pulsed or swelling or anything.
And it's probably still best to get it checked out.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I did. You mean like leave?
What's your name?
Oh,
I got it checked out here. My name is Maya Avison.
Okay. Does anybody know that you're here? Are you with anybody? Honestly, that sounded really creepy. I'm so sorry.
No,
I'm just wondering.
You're good. I'm sure. I guess that does sound creepy in respect, doesn't it? No, you probably saw me with someone. I'm here with my brother.
Okay. And has he? He doesn't have any cuts or anything, does he?
No, lucky him. He's fine. Okay. I shot it. I picked it up. He was. Well, it was a while ago, so we cooked it up and everything. So it's gone, long gone now.
Oh, nice. I feel like I'm really worried that like she's just gonna disappear from existence like the other guy.
Pretty much,
I'm
yes.
pretty sure I can assign bodyguards.
I also don't think we can do anything about it.
But I'm almost wondering if maybe we should have physical evidence of her just in case. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So take some pictures.
Okay, that is kind of weird. I
don't know.
Invite her to dinner.
Offer to take a look and then steal her bandages.
If some guy randomly was like, "Are you here alone?" I would be so creeped out.
Especially if they're like, "Are you here alone? Can I take your picture?" Hell yeah, run.
Yeah, like I would not. That would be an immediate red flag. I would be out of there so fast. I wouldn't even be a spot in the sky. Like it's just not. I can't do that. I don't want to be that creepy person.
Fair enough. And as she looks at you all, she says, "Well, you guys said are you plant specialists or are you doctors? Like, what are you exactly?"
Well, not just plants, there's all kinds of things, but in this case, yes.
Okay.
Invasive species are really, bugs, plants.
The one we're currently checking out seems to have a belated allergic reaction, so it's probably best if you don't return here for a while, honestly. But we'll have to check it out to make sure if it's actually what we think it is.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to whip it out here, but I could show you back in, oh God, where? I'd say my room. That sounds really awkward, and definitely not the kitchen. I guess they have like a little, not dining area, but somewhere where they all kind of, hold meetings. I could show you guys inside Season's Comfort if you want. Maybe you could take a look at it, see if it's infected or...
Sure.
Oh, okay, good. It's been bothering me, but it's, it is what it is. And she leaves you guys...
It has been bothering you, though?
Yeah, and she kind of scratches at the palm of her hand a little, and then like pulls her hand away, like, stop. And as she brings you guys into Season's Comfort, she like looks around a bit, and there's no one watching. She gives a wave to Eleanor.
Has it been purely physical irritation or?
Yeah. Oh, it's definitely irritating. Like I said, I asked one of the local doctors here, and he said he's got nothing for it. He's not really sure what it is. He's not seen it before. Basically, just keep some ointment on it, bandage it up, don't touch it, etc., etc. And as she's saying that, she's like peeling off this chunk of gauze, and she has a cut across her hand, basically starting at the bottom of where her pinky meets her hand, and it goes all the way across down to, I'd say, just past her wrist, almost onto her forearm.
That's a long gash.
Oh, that is a huge.
It didn't need stitches,
and it's not just a cut. So that's just it. It's a scab that runs all the way from that finger to the mid wrist, and the scab itself is like 1/4 of an inch thick.
Do you mind if we take some pictures of this?
Yeah, definitely. I know people say don't pick at scabs, but I keep accidentally picking it off. I know it just grows back worse, but I don't know.
How many times have you picked it off?
Like 3 times.
Oh God.
I know. Look how big it is. How do I not? I guess I can wear a glove.
I'm sorry. What does it look like when you peel the scab off?
It's just raw skin under. It's not like oozing or anything. If that's what you're worried about. But it doesn't look infected, right? And she shows it to you, and it's literally just a scab that is 1/4 of an inch thick. Is very thick, by the way, running from her pinky down to just past her wrist. And she's like, it's kind of gross, a little.
I take some pictures with my phone.
Yeah, she doesn't mind. She holds her hand out and says, "Yeah, please, if you can figure out what this is." Like I said, I'm not swelling up or anything, and I don't feel feverish.
It might just be like irritants on your body that want to get out.
That's what I'm thinking. Maybe the sweat. I'm out in the woods. Maybe I should take a day off or so. Just don't go out.
Yeah.
But I'm here on vacation, though, so it feels stupid not to go out.
Yeah. I mean, I get that, but we don't know how bad the infestation of that stuff is.
True.
In the woods.
See, that's weird. God, the way you described it, it kind of looked like that, but I couldn't find it. Like I looked for it. Maybe take some home with me or something. I know sometimes, like with poisons or irritants, I'm assuming at least with that was like poison ivy and such. If you have it, you can help reduce inflammation and such by pulling from the source. I thought maybe if there's something in it, I could bring it home with me and get it looked at. But
I mean, that is a great line of thought. You should definitely do that.
Yeah, it was gone after it cut me. It disappeared.
Yeah, we've been having that issue.
Wait, what? What do you mean it makes sense?
Because it's not you're not the
it's an elusive species. It tends to.
Yeah.
It's basically a plant that likes to move. Weirdly enough.
Is that normal?
No.
That's
why it's invasive.
I was just going to say that's why it's invasive.
Oh, weird. Okay, so I found something interesting then. I say good to know. But as she's looking at the wound, she puts the covering back on it and kind of, all right. And you noticed while she was showing it to you guys, her left hand kept kind of like inching up to scratch it, and she kept having to pull it away to the point where she shoved her hand in her pocket.
Yeah. Do not, under any circumstances, keep scratching the scab off.
I will try my best. You
if
guys would recommend I stay in?
I would recommend staying in, and I would also recommend that your brother
Keep an eye on you.
keep an eye
just in
on
case.
you. And if he sees you scratching it, to make sure that he gets you to stop.
Okay, that works.
Like, if it really gets annoying, you can, I don't know, have a cast put around it so you can't scratch it.
That is true. I could do that. Well, honestly, oh man, it's a blessing and a relief to run into some other folk here. Not that they were ignoring it. They gave me suggestions, but every time I keep showing it to them, they just gave me the same suggestion over and over. Like, oh, it'll be fine. But this, I've never had a scab like this before. It's
Would you say did they say exactly the same thing every time?
no, not the exact same thing, but they just went, oh, you're back. We recommended, Miss Avison, stop scratching it. I said, I'm not trying to. And they kind of gave me that look of like, oh, you, but I'm not trying to, I promise.
Yeah. All
It's
right.
moral.
Yeah.
You always do things subconsciously.
Yeah, I mean, that's why the hands in the pocket. That's why I got this thing over it. So I'll get it figured out. Thank you, though. Honestly, I appreciate it.
Will you be here in town for longer?
Oh yeah, for about another week or so, I'd say.
Well, we can't promise we'll find what it is by then, but anyway, could we have some contact info?
Yes, I mean, I'm in a room like two to the left of where you guys are, but if you call me, it's not really gonna get through.
Also, that if we can't figure it out, but within that time, and we end up figuring it out later.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure you understand. I don't want to give you my number now, but if for any reason, if you guys have any like business cards or anything, you can leave that with me. I can call you. And
check my truck, which is currently not available, but sure.
Okay, sure. If either of us end up leaving first, I'll just get in contact with you and probably give you my number then. How's that sound?
Good.
Sure.
Cool, excellent. Well, it's been a long day for me, and I just ate, so I'm gonna hit the hay most likely.
And then as she walks away, I turn to Carson like, okay, we're definitely gonna have to keep an eye on her.
Yeah, that's gonna be a big yes.
She straightens her weapon and then heads up the stairs and gives you guys a quick wave and then heads into the room. She is about 2 to the left of where you guys are. You guys are in the upper, let's say like right part of the wing. She's in the upper left part of the wing.
And then when Margot gets back, we'll inform her about that.
All right, is there anything? So Margot will be basically out. She'll be back tomorrow morning. Carson and Jay, are either of you doing anything tonight? It's about 7 or so, 7, 8.
I mean, not much to do. I guess I'd check on Graham.
Okay. He seems to be doing better, less shaky, less sweaty, and he lets you know like I'm fine. It's just that was a situation to be in if I've ever seen one. Very clearly not used to that kind of stress.
Well, you get used to it in our line of work.
Or you don't get used to it and have to deal with it all the time.
Oh, he liked that first answer a lot more.
Just kidding, though. Just a little joke for you.
Nervous laughter.
To be fair,
I laugh
normally
nervously.
you and I both aren't this deep in, so it makes sense, I guess.
I am.
What she said did raise a point, however. It would have been great if we had been able to take in the sample with us.
Yeah, I really wanted to do that, but I thought it was a little too dangerous at the time.
Under the circumstances, yes, it was not.
But we know where to go if we want more samples.
Sure, if you want to risk it.
I just might.
Probably might want to ask a lot of questions to the I.C.S. before we go back then.
Definitely. Which is why I stopped to get those tests in.
And the bone thing that you have with me and all the other questions we had.
So then, yes, by this point, they're doing their thing. Margot, of course, is going to be late, but I.C.S. can answer questions whenever they need to. All your texts are sent off after, an hour or so of driving. Your phone just starts, like, rapid firing them. And we'll cut to you real quick, Margot. Do you do anything in particular you want to role play? Because the testing lab will take a second to actually get back to you, but by the morning, they'll have it all tested and figured out. On your drive back, they'll probably call you.
I'm going to be honest. I want to buy something to hide my sword and my gun in.
I mean, you can just shove them both in a bag. It'll just be awkward to carry.
Fine. I do it.
I mean, Jay has been using one of those big ski bags, basically.
Yeah.
Done.
Like, it works. It's just going to be, heavy and awkward.
A guitar case.
I don't care. I don't like not having my sword.
Cool.
And no, I don't think there's anything I want to role play unless Maverick has something to say about the nice, pretty pictures. Hey, sis, where'd you go? That looks great. Oh, we're just hunting some poisonous
vines. You have an older
vines.
brother, by the way.
What? What do you mean we have an older brother?
Say, would he be dropping that information now or holding it?
I mean, it would have either happened now or it would have happened in the 3 days that we waited, basically.
Yeah, I don't see why he'd hold it off.
All right, well, he decides to drop this on you, so bad timing, but you know.
I mean, he probably didn't realize from the pretty pictures.
Oh, of course, can't help that. Definitely confused as to
It's
why
like,
you just...
oh, she's having fun. Now's a great time to tell her.
Yeah, like, why'd you just assault me with all these wonderful... Are you bragging? Are you trying to show off?
Yes.
Yeah, he definitely lets you know at some point y'all need to talk, but he's aware that you're still on the job, so now's about time. But just so you know.
I will send him back a shit ton of exclamations and then, yes, we will.
So on that, we'll cut back over to Galva Hills with Carson and Jay.
Would I
Yeah?
have been able to make a sneaky picture of the woman? Like her face.
Oh, of her?
With like, yeah.
As Carson did point out how incredibly creepy that is.
Yeah, but Jay is creepy like that.
Yes, I would say go ahead, and that's definitely going to require a roll because it's indeed super creepy. Just roll me plus cool, basically acting under pressure. Can you do that without being
this
caught?
is probably gonna end terribly.
As long as you don't fail, you do succeed.
Hey, Carson, you want to help me with this?
You roll first. Yeah. If you roll first,
Yeah.
Carson can definitely do something.
I'm just saying it so that you know.
All right, a mixed success. You didn't leave the flash or anything on, or the sound, so she doesn't really hear it. But we're flashing back, obviously, like a second or so. Maybe you had your phone out at a weird angle for too long, Jay. So she flashing back. You still succeed and say everything you did. Maybe she's like wondering, like, what are you doing? But before she can actually
approaching middle age, she doesn't know exactly how phones work. It's fine.
Yeah, so maybe you can play it off as kind of like, oh, I'm just messing with my phone, and she gives you a look like, okay. So maybe some creeper vibes a bit, partially why the reason she didn't give you her phone. And other than that, for all you know, she didn't really notice.
Like, I would basically put that in our group chat that we apparently have with like annotations of who she is and what happened and stuff like that. So if we forget, I don't know, maybe we can look back.
And while you're driving out, Margot, you receive a picture of a very confused-looking woman with a rifle over her shoulder.
Well, I assume he includes what happened to her.
You don't know the context of it yet, but
okay.
It basically informs like her name and what she is and what she got scratched and stuff like that.
Scratched by the plant?
Presumably, you don't know until you arrive.
Okay.
So cutting back to the night in Galva Hills for Carson and Jay. Both of you roll me just plus weird.
Yes.
My favorite
Hey,
set.
Carson?
Yes. Carson and Jay.
Not a 7.
Plus weird?
Plus weird.
Why am I so consistent?
I don't know. You are consistently trending down, though.
Oh,
I would rather be failing because I need experience, but
Yeah.
sure.
There's a failure. Alrighty, Carson, go ahead and mark experience for me. Jay with a 7, and Carson with a 6. After a long
Carson
day,
wakes up with a deer looking at him.
sitting on your bed.
Oh.
Hey there, buddy. How you doing? You want to die? Not really. Okay, bye. Too bad. All right, so the two of you, after a long day, we know Margot's still driving. It's going to be a long night for her, unfortunately, but she'll get there. You retire to your rooms.
I'm used to it. It's fine.
Yeah, it's all good. I mean, you guys kind of all are at this point, really. You guys retire to your rooms. Would sleep take you guys relatively quickly, or after a long day, do you guys kind of think and think and think?
Jay is definitely like recounting the things that were happening, but once he goes to bed, he's gone.
Okay. And then Carson, are you quick to sleep, or does it take you a while?
Nah, I'm quick to sleep. I'm out, and I'm out for a long time.
Alrighty. So, with that, you're going to have similar but different dreams, recalling the day and trying to process everything you've seen. For Jay, you're not sure when sleep fully takes you, but there's a lot to process. Your mind is kind of going over what you saw, the things hanging in the woods, before you fully go to bed. The entity within your little lock essentially requests to be left alone in the bathroom with the jawbone. Would you fulfill that request?
Well, you've made weird requests before, but sure.
It doesn't say anything, but you know it's pleased. With all that, you're able to hit the hay. You're not sure precisely when, though. And from, let's say from the bathroom, maybe about 10 or 20 minutes after you think, now it's time to meet temporary death, that long rest, you start to hear kind of a scratching. And it's fairly consistent. It's like scratch, scratch, scratch. And it takes you a moment to realize where it's coming from, but it sounds as if it's coming from the bathroom. It sounds like something's scratching against the mirror, actually.
I'm casually like, what is it, like semi-yell? You aren't breaking anything back there, are you?
As you shout out, the scratching pauses for a moment and doesn't get louder, but each instance becomes longer to the point where it makes your hair stand up on end.
I think he would stand up and like listen closer to the door, but not actually open it.
As you move closer to the door and begin to listen, you hear the faintest hint of breathing. And not one instance of breathing. 2, 3, 4.
Do you mean individual sources or consecutively?
Individual sources.
Well, I'm not opening that door. Instead, I'm gonna pick up Carson.
Oh, they like go to his room?
Yeah. Like low-key one eye on the bathroom, see if it's not opening, and then like quickly smooth over and knock on his door. Hey, you awake?
It doesn't open as you walk away from it. But as you're moving from the bathroom to your door to leave the room, you see something for a moment in one of the standing mirrors they have. And it causes you to stop in your tracks before you go any further. And it looks as if scratched into this mirror is, while perfect, an incredibly jagged outline of your body in the exact moment that you look into the mirror, outlining your arms, legs, expression, everything scratched directly into the mirror.
Well, that's fancy. I'm not staying here.
And as you think that, you wake up, but you wake up standing in front of the standing mirror. No scratches on it. You're sweating, and it's been 2 or 3 hours as you look at the clock.
That's creepy.
Like, that definitely is creepy. I'm gonna check the bathroom and see if that part was real. Me putting the pocket watch on the jaw in there.
As you go back to check the bathroom, the door opens just fine. You hear no breathing on the other side, and the pocket watch is sitting right next to the jawbone, both right where you left them.
I'm gonna ask him what that was about, if it responds at all.
It doesn't. You don't feel a thrum or anything coming from it. You right yourself and double check that you are awake, and you indeed are awake right now, 100%. But it has no response. It's resting or processing something, but this isn't too weird. It not responding, that is.
Yeah, that makes sense. All right, then keep your secrets. Don't make a habit out of that now. And I'll leave it to devices in the bathroom.
Do you head back to bed, or?
Like, how long have I been sleeping at this point? 3 hours, you said?
About 3 hours, yeah.
I think he would go downstairs to like quickly get something to drink or like to the bathroom, I guess. But just being outside of the room, basically.
Yeah, fair enough.
And he's going to make a quick stop, like listening at the door of Carson to see if he is like also having weird dreams, potentially. Just listening in.
With that, we'll go ahead and cut over to Carson. Prior to that, though, Jay, since we roll a 7, go ahead. We'll mark 1 stress. Where do you want to put it?
Honestly, at this point, I want to say corruption if that's an option, but
You don't want it there.
I definitely do not. But at the same time,
so I will say corruption is specifically used when you touch things you should not be touching, and this is not an instance where that would have affected you. Yeah, I'll let you know.
I wasn't sure.
Yeah, it's bad. I'll say that much.
Like, this is definitely a case of like a breach of comfort zone. So I would guess reckless. Like he actually felt in physical danger at that point.
Sure. And then we'll rewind about 2-3 hours and cut over to Carson. You said you also reached sleep quickly. For you, though, this general sensation is different. You feel yourself beginning to nod off. You, though, hear the same scratching sound. And it sounds like it's coming from... Actually, it's really difficult. It's like echoing through the room, Carson. But it's distinct right before you nod off. This annoying just...
No.
Just over and over.
That's going to be a no from me. Now what?
What do you do? Do you just sit there in bed?
Where is it coming from?
You're not sure. It's loud and pervasive. Since you're laying flat, it's really difficult to tell where it's coming from in the room.
I'm going to turn on the lights and get up.
As you get up and your ears kind of adjust to the room and you turn one of the lights on, you can actually hear it's very clearly coming from the window, the outside window.
The outside window?
Yeah, the window that would look out to the rest of the town of Galva Hills.
What level am I on?
2nd floor.
And you don't have a balcony like I do.
Okay. Are my curtains closed?
They seem to be closed now, yes.
Oh, God. As a person, like, outside of the game, I get spooked way too easily.
You did turn the lights on, though, so you can see one of them ever so slightly moving.
Okay. I can see the curtains moving?
Uh-huh.
There's no air on or anything, right?
Curtains are shifting slightly. You check. Fan. It shouldn't be pushing it. The air, you don't really hear it. You're not even sure this place has AC.
I'm gonna... Oh, God. I guess I'm gonna go over to the window and move the curtains.
As you move the curtain.
As any rational person would do, surely.
Of course.
I don't like this at all, but I feel like if I pretend it's not there, something worse is gonna happen.
That's fair.
Then you turn the light on. What's the worst that could happen?
Oh, I grab my baseball bat.
Do you open it with the bat of your hand?
The bat.
Okay. As you kind of poke out and lift it, you're able to move the curtains. You realize that the curtain's kind of pushing like it's being flicked from the other side. And you notice there is a tiny, like an half an inch, the window is pulled up just ever so slightly. And you can see some of the branches from the tree must be scraping up against the window.
Can't that plant, like, just grow out of nowhere?
From what you've seen, it definitely just kind of shows up and then disappears, yeah. Some of the branches look like they've been pushing up against that curtain, so that's probably what that was.
You know what? I think I'm gonna leave the room.
As you turn to leave the room, suddenly the glass behind you, the window, just bursts.
I knew something was... Oh, God.
The entire branch crashes through. As you've turned away from it, you can't see, but you know that's exactly what happened. With an absurd amount of force, you feel shards of glass and wood pepper your back.
I knew this is what was going to happen. I knew it.
Your right arm is suddenly wrapped around in this branch. And glancing down, it is not the brownish, rugged wood that you saw, but white, tipped in red, piercing and pushing deeply into your flesh and pulling you backwards. More and more of it shoots out, grabs your leg, grabs your other leg, around your throat, and it begins to puncture and pierce deep into your skin. You can feel your blood seeping down, your clothes completely soaked, down into the carpet. You can't even scream. It's squeezing so tightly. And as you feel your life force giving away, Carson, suddenly you come to. You're standing in the middle of the room, gripping the bat tightly, tight to the point where you can feel your nails have kind of cut into your palm, and your palm is bleeding ever so slightly. But the window's closed, the lights are off, and you're just standing in the middle of the room. And you hear nothing besides the fan ticking above you.
I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan at all. 0%. What time is it now? How much time has passed?
It's been approximately the same amount of time, I would say, Carson. And for you, you would mark 2 stress. Where do you want to put that?
I don't know if I feel cornered.
I mean, you just got attacked in your own room.
Yeah, I'll do cornered then.
All right. And for you, it's been about the same amount of time that it has been for Jay. You actually hear him just outside your door.
I would knock, like, with my finger if I hear heavy breathing.
To be honest, I was immediately going to leave the room and go to either Jay or Margot anyway. Or Jay, I guess, because Margot's not there.
Straight up bump into me.
I open the door right as you're about to knock.
And with that, you see Jay standing there.
Bad dreams?
Yeah, pretty weird. Want to talk about it?
Yeah. Should probably also wake up Graham.
Yep. I agree.
Assuming he isn't already awake at this point, honestly.
Graham's room is near your guys's, but you don't...
Like, if he doesn't wake up because, well, I assume he hasn't had bad dreams, we'll leave him alone, I guess.
I'm gonna, for some reason, I'm more worried that he's just not gonna be there.
I mean, you want me to break in and open the door for you?
No, maybe.
Pick this lock easily enough.
I do think something weird is going on, and that we should be...
All right, fine.
Aware of it.
I'll start picking the lock.
You start picking it before you knock?
No, I knock.
All right, you knock. and listen very closely. And after a couple seconds, the two of you hear a very faint scratching sound.
Oh no, just pick it.
That's probably just him. I'll pick it. Sure.
All right, go ahead and roll me your break in. Your bust a move. Jesus!
Jesus.
5 plus 6 plus 3 is a 14. All right, you were able to pick this
I don't
thing.
even have to break in. I stick it in and it immediately opens.
In record time, this door is open, and you see Graham laying in his bed, twitching ever so slightly. He's kind of mumbling to himself and making like whimpering sounds. But you guys hear
Scratching coming from.
plain as day. It's coming from the window.
I think we got to get him up and out.
I mean, at this point, I know I'm awake, so I'm probably just going to check out the window first.
Do you have your weapons on you?
I mean, no. Jay's mind is basically going like, it's probably a tree or something. It's fine.
Okay, wait.
He hasn't had the same dream you had.
But no. We were going to talk about it.
True. But we haven't yet, unless you want to say something now.
Oh, God. I mean, wait, actually, if I see you going for the window, I'm going to be like, wait, I had a very vivid dream about being attacked by a tree at the window.
And you think it's going to happen in real life as well?
Look, we don't know what's going on, Jay. There's some weird stuff happening. I think we should get Graham and then maybe see about checking out the window.
All right, fine.
You sound so disappointed. I know. I'm a buzzkill, but I'd also rather not die.
How about I get my shotgun just in case?
You know, honestly, I don't think you should leave. I don't want to be here alone.
All right, I grab Graham and go.
Like, Carson's feeling like, oh God.
All right, so what are you doing exactly? Who's doing what?
All right, I'm going to try getting Graham.
Okay, you rush over to Graham, and you can see that he is very clearly asleep, but he is gripping his blankets tightly, sweating, and just mumbling to himself.
I'm going to smack him a little bit.
All right, as you give him a...
Not
quick,
hard, but like,
course,
hey,
like,
wake up.
Wake up, yeah. As you do that quickly, he's like... and he's kind of freaking out while he's waking up. Jay, what are you doing?
I mean, I've backed up from the window at this point, and I'm just watching, let's just say.
After
like
Graham...
checking the door, seeing if is coming, stuff like that.
I think if we get Graham behind us, we can check out the window.
Sure.
After Graham wakes and you no longer hear him kind of mumbling, and you guys pause for a moment, you realize that grainy scratching has ceased. Stopped. And he's looking around like, what? Why are you both in my room?
Were you having a weird dream just now? Be honest.
His eyes kind of go glassy for a second, as if he's thinking, goes, and then he just nods. Yeah. Yes.
Okay, describe it.
Can I have a minute?
Sure.
He's still like breathing heavily, trying to like. It almost looks like he's not like here. He's touching himself, and he's just absentmindedly not looking at you, Carson. Touching you, he's like grabbing your arm and like squeezing it. Like, okay, that's a person. I'm a person. We're good. Okay. Whole. And by this time, you guys notice the scratching has definitely ceased.
Something weird is going on.
About, I'm gonna check this window.
All right.
Looking towards the window, Jay, you're able to pull the curtains. And the window is indeed closed. And just outside it, you can see that there are trees, around this building. You saw them from the outside. But they're not scratching up against the window. It's relatively windy.
Are they close enough to scratch up against the window?
It'd have to be pretty damn windy. So you guys would probably think that to yourselves, of like, would this even reach? Why did it suddenly stop? But upon closer inspection, Jay, you see that there are very, very clear scratch marks on this window.
That's not good.
Some of them are deep, like a blade.
Like, how far would I have to reach out of the window to grab the branch?
It's relatively dark right now, so it's really hard to judge. Most of the lights on the outside are also off. But fortunately, the moon is high in the sky, and we don't really have much light pollution. So you'd have to, God, looking at it and judging it, you'd have to get out there. You'd have to like hang out the window and grab onto it. We'd need some serious wind to actually reach this window.
Not entirely sure how I feel about the fact that the sleeping in the woods felt less
dangerous.
It felt less hunted.
Yeah, I mean, that was also before we went into the creepy part.
That is true.
Graham looks at y'all and says, I assume y'all had the same dream, same thing?
I'm not sure if it's the same dream, but we definitely had something weird going on.
What did happen in your dreams?
I describe it.
Okay. As you are,
Things,
Graham's like, he's nodding along, but not as if he had the same one. He's nodding along as if he understands.
mhm.
Yeah,
So what did
the
y'all
similarities
have?
is the scratching, I guess, in glass in your case.
Mhm.
Was apparently in the mirror in mine one.
And windows for me.
And apparently in Graham's case, it was real. And I'll point at like the scratches in the window.
So there were no scratches on the mirror.
Not when he woke up, no. It was flat.
No.
Were there scratches on my window?
You didn't
Did
look.
you actually end up checking? Yeah.
I know I did not. Honestly, I was pretty freaked out.
I mean, we
I
can
don't
check after.
I don't have a lot of despite this cold demeanor. I'm a little nervous.
I would send Margot a message if she's already back in town yet. If she's within reach yet. Actually, I can't. Never mind.
Yep. Damn you, technology.
I mean, you could just to emphasize panic.
No, I would. I mean, I would pick up my phone to do it, and like, oh wait, she can't reach me anyway. Yeah,
Oh yeah, that's fair.
put it back.
After you guys kind of, you describe your dream as well, Jay, I assume?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. After both of you do, Graham gives you the same nod as if to say, yeah? And goes, huh. So we all had different dreams then. Shit. I know this is going to sound like a cop-out, but the longer I'm awake, the less I'm remembering. I'll just say what I remember now, I guess. I feel like it's just falling out of my head.
Well, that's pretty normal for dreams, but
Like, yeah, like a bucket with a huge ass hole in it. I wouldn't even say holes. It's just, I'm just dumping right now. Anyway, sorry. I saw less than I felt. It was, I don't know, something like drilling into my head and a scratching sound. I don't think it was glass. It sounded like, I don't know, like teeth gnashing or something. Like just, whenever you bite too hard. Yeah, like when you bite too hard in food and like you miss, it
like
makes like squeaking sound like that.
Oh God.
Yeah, I know. And he like kind of checks his jaw. He's like, no, I'm fine. Okay. I felt like pinned down or something like wrapped me up. I guess similar to your dream then, Carson. Something grabbed onto me, but I woke up into it. Like it didn't grab me after. I was already pinned down.
Where did the sound come from, really?
Like in my head. Like literally I felt it coming from like within inside me. Both a scratching and like a drilling sound.
Well, that's different enough for it to be weird.
Yeah. I don't remember any visuals though. I had them for a second. Sorry if I like hit you or pushed you or something, Carson.
No, it's fine. Does he have any scratches on him?
Now that you can see now.
All right. This is getting freaky.
And during this time, he looks shell shocked, just completely like, what the hell? As he's like taking in the room, like one thing at a time.
Well, we should still check out Carson's window, see if he actually got scratched.
I agree.
Yeah. Graham hops up out of bed. He's not wearing a shirt, but his like pajama pants are really bright. They're like orange and purple and like just crazy colors. And he kind of jogs over to your room, Carson. And as you guys check, you see that they're not as deep, but there are scratches on your window as well. And the same probability of the tree reaching also exists. Very low.
Jeez. All right.
I'm curious about my room. Because in my case, the scratches came out of my bathroom, technically.
Man, I'm a broken record, because guess what, Jay? Same thing.
There shouldn't even be a tree in front of me, because I have a balcony. That's a far reach.
Were the scratches on Jay's window or the mirror?
On the window.
They're on the window?
They're on the window.
Well, rather than the tree actually moving, I think it was those weird tentacle thingies.
The vines, I agree.
The vines with the thorns. The very sharp thorns, apparently.
If you guys have a chance to kind of calm down and check your surroundings, it's about 2 in the morning. Fortunately, you rolled well on your burglar check, Jay, so you guys didn't make too much noise going from room to room. You didn't really seem to disturb anyone.
I think it's safe to say that we should stay away from the forest or anything natural at this point. Anything that can grow vines.
Yeah. I guess we'll have to do the shift thing again, maybe.
Maybe.
I don't know. This is...
Or just sleep somewhere far enough away from plants, I guess.
Jeez.
We should definitely not go back into the forest at night. Let's just say that.
I mean, I doubt the daytime's safe either, but
We might also have to see if that lady is still okay.
probably a good
Yeah.
idea.
Yeah.
Assuming I still remember her.
You do.
Okay. He kind of realizes that, well, I can still remember her, so she's probably fine.
Knowing what you guys know, do we choose to do anything? Go back to bed?
I mean, there's nothing else to do at this point. I'm not
Yeah.
going anywhere. Probably best if we stay in the same room at least.
Yeah, I agree.
My God, we're having a
Yes.
sleepover?
Apparently.
Oh my God, pillow fort! Hell yeah! So excited.
Our girls allowed.
Oh, it is all guys, isn't it?
That's all, guys.
Yes, it is. Yes.
Guy Fort, Guy Fort.
Guy Fort!
Yes!
Like an alpha!
Um,
Pillow fight, and we don't stop until someone breaks a bone.
Exactly. And then you take that, you put that broken bone in the pillow and use it as a weapon.
Exactly.
Perfect.
Alrighty, and with that, we pillow fort up. Whose room specifically do we decide to stay in?
Jay's.
Yeah, mine is the furthest away from the tree.
It's the first away from the tree, and also, oh no, I forgot what I was going to say. Never mind.
Excellent. And also ellipses.
And also, it's protected by my pocket watch, apparently.
Yeah. Yes. Yes.
I
do
could
have a
buy
creepy bone. I do have a creepy bone in my bathroom, though.
your luck.
The creepy bone does put a bit of a damper on the whole safety thing, but it's definitely better than mine or Graham's room.
All right, and the three of you are able
Anything-
to.
Aside from the creepy bone itself, the only thing scary about it is the weird writing on it.
Indeed.
Oh, can I say I took a picture of the writing and also sent that to I.C.S?
Definitely, yes.
I was going to say that.
So you get all this figured out. You'll hit the hay. In shifts, I would assume. And during this time, no other nightmares come to you. It might be harder to actually conk out when sleep finally takes you. You're able to actually thoroughly rest. And by the time the morning rolls around, Margot, I don't know if you're coffee or cocaine. Those are the only two options. But you do...
Coffee.
Yeah, I mean... just
Both, yes.
Okay. Why sugar when cocaine?
Yeah.
Oh my
Perfect.
god.
No, it's just energy drinks galore.
Same thing.
Oh god, it's coffee instead of water. You use Gatorade or something. Monster Energy.
Yes.
Ah! Cursed. Okay. Anyway, wow. That's not great. Okay.
Thoughts alone.
No, I'm good. I'm good. Completely unrelated and funny, so I guess it's a good note to end on. What's his name? Sea-Dog? Whatever. Connor, the anime YouTuber dude. He decided he got all this tea and he didn't want to drink it all because it was garbage. So he's like, oh, I'll still repurpose it. So he freaking puts it in his humidifier.
Why in the seven hells?
I don't know.
I mean, was it good smelling tea at least?
No, it like broke the humidifier.
Oh my
Why?
god, why would he do that?
I don't know, but it was really funny. Anyway, he's British, so he's like, oh, this tea is absolute garbage.
You know what?
I mean, why
I think
drink
that
tea when you
says
can breathe it?
everything.
Yeah,
You need
that
to know.
that's what he joked about. And he's like, well, that broke it. That was a bad idea. Anyway, I guess we're done here. So, switching back to our game, that gave me a solid giggle. Margot, you're on the way back. I.C.S. will get you information when they can, of course. I'll definitely let you know. Jot down the primary things that you ask them, and I will answer them in turn. I'll throw them onto our little, our general knowledge list. And I'll say by fair morning, you're all able to wake up, as Jay is an early riser. Margot, you arrive back at the town of Galva Hills. And knowing what we know, Jay and Carson, next time we meet, you'll have some interesting information to share with Margot.
Dun-dun-dun.